The following sports special is a broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR, Martinsburg. It's time for the fun of a summertime tradition with Little League All-Star Baseball.
Play ball!
Today's Little League All-Star action is being brought to you by
Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring, Bechtel Jewelers, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Berkeley County Health Department, Procter & Gamble, Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors John Everson and Phil McCoy, and Parsons Ford.
And now, let's go to the ballpark and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Field. We are at the Grant County Little League Complex getting ready for tonight's possible District 6 championship game in the 10 to 12-year-old Little League All-Star Tournament. We say possible because a Jefferson win tonight and they will be the District 6 champion and move on to the state tournament. A Martinsburg win tonight. And well, these two teams will have to meet again tomorrow for that ultimate championship game. We look forward to bringing it to you right here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 Sports. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller, Caleb Falero, our studio engineer. Well, Matt, Martinsburg comes in at 5 wins, 1 loss here in this postseason, fresh off a 10-0 win over Bi-State yesterday to help set up this rematch of the Area 1 Winners Bracket Championship game.
It was a game yesterday that Martinsburg played a very well-rounded baseball game. They were able to spray the ball all over the ballpark when they needed to, but also in those early innings were able to lay bunts down and move guys station to station. And defensively, they played really, really well. Oviedo on the mound had himself a good game. Walked a few more guys than I'm sure he would have liked to, but still a very good game and really, again, just a really well-rounded effort for this Martinsburg 10 to 12-year-old All-Star team.
Meanwhile, for the Jefferson All-Stars, they come in at 3-0 on the postseason, and they're fresh off an 11-4 victory over that same Bi-State team, albeit that came back on Saturday evening as Jefferson had the last 2 days off thanks to rain that wiped out the Martinsburg Bi-State game on Sunday, and those two teams played yesterday, so Jefferson well rested heading into this one.
Yeah, they should be, and it'll be interesting to see if the travel time over the last couple of days impacts Martinsburg at all. These are young kids, so it shouldn't, at the end of the day, not a whole lot going on during the day. Hopefully rested up a little bit, got some water in them, but we'll see if that travel time impacts Martinsburg more than Jefferson.
Well, let's see if this one plays out the same way that it did when these teams met back on June the 23rd in that Area 1 Winners Bracket Championship game. Matt Jefferson scored all 5 of their runs in the 3rd inning when they sent 10 batters to the plate, and Martinsburg didn't get anything going until that final at bat. They scored their 2 runs then, but left the bases loaded, had a chance in that 5-2 loss.
Isn't that the great thing about baseball and the frustrating thing about baseball at the same time? It's one slip-up, one bad inning, and it can cost you an entire baseball game.
We'll see how this one plays out here this evening. The All-Stars of Martinsburg will again be the visiting team, just as they were yesterday. And Vic Lupus, going into yesterday, said he was like 1-29 in the last 30 coin flips in All-Star Little League Baseball. He's won back-to-back, and each time he's decided he wants to be the visiting team.
And what did he say? He was going to the casino after the game tonight, buying a lottery ticket or something, but he likes being the away team. He likes having that first stab at the plate and really set that tone early, and that's something we talked about yesterday because you have 2 different philosophies. Some coaches like to know that they have the last at-bat of the game no matter what, and some coaches like to come out and get that first at-bat and really set a tone, and that's what Coach Lupus wants to do here.
Well, and they certainly did that yesterday, and Martinsburg used the small ball in that first inning in that victory against Bi-State as the first 3 batters in the lineup all reached base and ultimately all all came home to score, and thanks in large part to laying down a bunt.
Yeah, it was station to station, just moving guys from base to base. It wasn't spraying the ball all over the ballpark early. That came a little bit later, but they did get those big hits when they needed to, but also did a very good job of laying ones down the line when they needed to move guys up one base at a time.
And then you mentioned that big inning and getting those hits when they needed to. 6 runs in that 4th inning yesterday against Bi-State, and they did it on just 3 base hits, but they took advantage of an error and 5 base on balls. And this is a Martinsburg team that will be very patient at the plate. We'll see if they can be patient today against Jefferson starter Ryan Kelly, who did work 5 innings against Martinsburg and was the winning pitcher in that area championship game.
It's got to give him some motivation coming into this one, knowing that he's had a strong showing against Martinsburg already in this tournament.
Meanwhile, Martinsburg will give the baseball to Jameer Brown. He did not pitch against Jefferson in the area tournament. We'll see how he fares tonight. We need to take a 2-minute timeout as we pause for the anthem and the Little League pledge, and then we're back with today's starting lineups.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
W Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources. Certainly has helped take us to another level.
Michael Field, just outside Petersburg, West Virginia, the Grant County Little League Complex, the host for this District 6 10 to 12-year-old Little League All-Star Tournament. Martinsburg and Jefferson meeting tonight in what could be a championship game if Jefferson wins. If not, the two teams will go at it tomorrow, and that winner will advance. Well, it's time for us to take a look at today's starting lineups. Martinsburg will be the visiting team. They're led by manager Victor Lupus, assisted by Randy Brown and Tony Gall. For Martinsburg, Aiden Medina is in the leadoff spot playing center field. Batting second and pitching, Jameer Brown. The number 3 hitter is third baseman Christian Alter. In the cleanup spot, shortstop Braden Oviedo. The number 5 hitter, left fielder Ben Reisenweber. Batting sixth at first base, Sean Parkinson. The number 7 hitter, starting catcher Brett Pedersen. Batting eighth in right field, Matthew Johns. And the number 9 hitter, second baseman R.J. Brown. Will Fleming, Braden Harrison, Jalen Blair, and Matty Lupus round out the roster for Martinsburg. Matt, same lineup as yesterday.
And no reason to change it. When you look at this lineup, they really hit the ball 1 through 9 yesterday. Even the subs found a way to get on base, so it didn't surprise me one bit that nothing had changed to that starting 9.
Let's look at the lineup for the Jefferson All-Stars, who have just taken the field, and going through his warm-up tosses, Ryan Kelly. The Jefferson All-Stars led by manager Chris Kinsler, assisted by Sam Roberts and Robbie Shipe. They will have shortstop Jackson Earl in the leadoff spot. Batting second is the catcher Sam Hefner. Today's pitcher, Ryan Kelly, will bat third. In the cleanup spot, first baseman Connor Smith. Batting fifth in center field, Brady Roberts. The number 6 hitter, second baseman Cole Smith. Darren Gilliam is in left. He'll bat seventh. The number 8 hitter, third baseman Xander Granados. And batting ninth in right field, Jet Gross. Miles Hoover, Aubrey Hobson, Trajan Kinsler, and Tanner Lukens round out that roster for Jefferson. Matt, it's a Jefferson team that has played very well defensively and gotten very good pitching. In 3 games, they've given up just 6 runs.
So make you think anything else in Jefferson County?
Maybe the high school team?
It's you and I have talked about it. It's almost a clone of what this past year's Jefferson Cougar varsity team did, where they weren't going to hit the ball out of the ballpark. They weren't going to score 10, 12 runs a game, but they were going to be solid, and 3 runs, 4 runs was going to be enough to keep them in a lot of ball games.
Yeah, this Jefferson offense, 28 hits in 78 at-bats in the playoffs, only 6 extra base hits. They have put 29 runs on the board while giving up just 6. Aiden Medina in the left-hand batter's box, taking a fastball for a called strike 1, and our opening pitch coming at 6:51. Medina went 0-2 with a walk and a run scored when these teams met for that area championship game. He swings and lines this one down the third baseline, but foul. Medina taking that one the other way. Count no balls and 2 strikes. Medina so far on the postseason, 4 hits in 21 at-bats. He's gone 1 for 7 so far here in this district tournament. Trying to be a starter at the top of the order. Kelly, the right-hander, on the hill ready. 0-2 delivery, fastball stays high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kelly went 5+ innings in the start against Martinsburg for that area championship. Gave up just the 2 runs on 3 hits. Medina swinging, gets a piece of that 1-2, fouls it off at the plate. Holding it a ball and 2 strikes. He struck out 6, but did issue 4 walks. See if Martinsburg can be patient. It's a Martinsburg team that drew 23 walks back in the area tournament. Pitch to Medina, works outside. Now 2-2.
Good location on the mound for Kelly with a 2-strike pitch on. That was a good, with a couple pitches to waste, only 1 ball on that count. Good waste pitch, try to get Medina to hold up. Good eye.
Tries that outside edge again, but just misses. Good eye by Medina, and the count has gone full at 3-2. Hefner, the catcher, really tried to hold that one there. Kelly staring in, but did not get the call. And now the payoff pitch, a swing and a miss, he got it. Worked that pitch to the upper edge of the zone and got Medina to swing right through it.
Yeah, but a good 7-pitch at-bat for Aiden Medina in that leadoff spot. And you want your leadoff guy to get on base, obviously, but the key in that leadoff spot is to see as many pitches as possible, see what the other pitcher's going to throw, and 7 pitches does just that.
It'll bring up Jameer Brown, number 2 hitter in the order, opposing pitcher. Kelly will get him started with a pitch that's fouled back out of play first base side for strike 1. Brown went 2 for 3 with an infield single, a double, and a run scored when these teams met in that Area 1 Winners Bracket Championship. Brown has had a very solid postseason. How about 10 hits in 16 at-bats and make it 11 for 17 as he sends that 0-1 on a line over the head of the pitcher and into center field for a 1-out base hit.
Good piece of hitting by Brown. Timed that up perfectly, sent it right back up the middle where it came from, over the pitcher's head, right over the second base bag as well, right in the center field.
So a 1-out base runner for Christian Alter, who has equally had an outstanding postseason. How about 12 hits in 18 at-bats for Alter, including 1 for 1 against Jefferson. A double. He also drew a couple of walks. He shows bunt, but takes the pitch, and it's right down the middle for strike 1. And Martinsburg didn't score until their final at-bat when these teams met back on June 23rd, hoping to get something going much earlier in this one as Alter takes a fastball up and away. It's 1-1. Dimensions here, 200 feet all the way around. Plenty of foul territory down both lines. 1-1 delivery, and it's a bouncer off the end of the bat into foul territory. And that one picked up by Hefner, the catcher, just outside of that home plate circle along the first base line. So they count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Alter near the back of the box. Leans the weight back on that back foot and kind of stays up on the toe on that front foot and has to dance out of the way of a pitch that missed inside and actually went behind him.
And it looked like on the mound, Kelly changed up that arm angle a little bit. Looked like he came in a little sidearm.
Yeah, he will do that on occasion. Alter swinging at the 2-2, grounds it towards the second baseman. Cole Smith has it. He'll go to Jackson Earl at second to get the force out of Brown. No throw to first, and so Alter will reach on the fielder's choice. 2 outs now in the inning with the out recorded, 4-6 at second.
That's a good job by Earl at shortstop, fielding that baseball, not wanting to make a wide throw, allowing the runner to advance, Alter at first. So a good heads-up play. They get the lead runner to the infield of Jefferson, and now 2 down.
Still a runner at first for Braden Oviedo. Shortstop batting in the cleanup spot, and he swings and pops it up. It's foul territory down that right field line. A long run for the first baseman, Connor Smith, and will not be able to get there. On the warning track, running on an angle towards the out-of-play fencing. He reached out with the glove, but it was well beyond his reach, and Oviedo gets new life. The count 0-1. Good effort by Smith. Right fielder coming over as well. Jet Gross, Cole Smith, the second baseman, trying to get there, but no one could get to it. Oviedo swinging away, fouls the 0-1 back over the press box. Quickly 0-2. Martinsburg, having seen Kelly, knows that he'll throw strikes, and right now they're going after the pitches early in the at-bat. Oviedo stepping back in. Kelly working from the stretch. Here comes that pitch, and it's a sharp hit ball that takes a hop past the third baseman, Granados, down the left field line, making his turn at second, but holding there is Alter. Oviedo aboard at first with a base hit.
That's a good piece of hitting by Oviedo, just fighting off a 2-strike pitch and roped one hard down the third base line, gets past Granados at third base. Good job in the outfield by Gilliam getting that ball in quickly, allowing Christian Alter just to advance 1 base.
So 2 hits now in the inning. Martinsburg has runners at first and second with 2 outs. Ben Reisenweber now the batter. Left fielder in the number 5 spot in the order. Squares around, shows bunts, pulls back and takes. That's a strike. Good fastball working the outer half of the plate. Reisenweber was 0 for 2, but did have a bases-loaded walk with a run batted in against Jefferson in the area tournament. Watches this one down low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Alter dancing around a little bit out at second base, but the defense paying not much attention to him, as Hefner gave it right back to Kelly on the mound. Now that 1-1. Works outside for ball 2. Golden opportunity for Martinsburg early in this one. No score, top of inning number 1. Runners at first and second with 2 away. And Reisenweber awaiting that 2-1 pitch. Kelly to the plate, and it's a bouncer foul off the fencing along the first base side behind home plate. Reisenweber definitely late on that fastball.
We've seen a couple batters just not quite able to catch up to that fastball from Kelly yet. Done a good job of getting ahead on the off-speed pitches. Saw that just that last batter, and Oviedo rip one down the third base line. We've also seen a couple batters not quite able to catch up on that fastball.
Reisenweber chokes up on the bat a little bit, trying to get through the zone more quickly, and he does get a piece of this 2-2. Fouls it back out of play, and the count holds. That one out off the end of the bat, going to the right of the press box. Really making Kelly work to get this final out. The 2-ball, 2-strike pitch on the way. That one down low and outside will get by Hefner and through to the backstop, and the base runners will advance. Alter goes to third. Oviedo now at second. And the count has gone full, 3-2. Pitch working down and away from the right-hand batter, and Hefner just couldn't quite get the glove out there far enough. It ticked to the end of the mitt, but that was it. Payoff delivery, a fastball that misses high. That's ball 4. Good eye by Reisenweber. He draws the base on balls, and Martinsburg has them loaded for Sean Parkinson.
And for Coach Lupus, this is a situation you want, and you want Parkinson to be able to come through, because that's why you want to hit first. You want to be able to have this kind of a situation and to really assert yourself early in this ball game.
I wondered if we would see a special pinch runner in any way, as we have seen Will Fleming used in that way in these games. There was time taken briefly, but manager Victor Lupus not going to make a change. So the bases loaded with the first pitch to Sean Parkinson, taken for strike one.
Kelly has done a pretty good job of getting ahead of hitters early in counts.
And he did go to a full count pitch against Medina, got the strikeout, and a full count to Reisenweber and gave up the walk. Here's a fastball, letter high, taken for a called strike two. And he is definitely ahead of Parkinson. He's now got to protect anything close, got to try to get the bat on it. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 0-2 pitch. Here it comes, and it works low and outside. Not a bad pitch. See if you can get him to chase. Parkinson, disciplined, did not, and now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's something we've seen a lot from this Martinsburg team. Very disciplined at the plate for the most part.
Now that 1-2 delivery. That one had the corner but down below the knees, and it's 2-2. Once again, Kelly with a little bit of a stare in, wondering where that pitch missed.
And one thing you see with Kelly, when he gets to 2 strikes, he finds a location and wants to stick with it.
Here comes that 2-2, a swing and a miss, and he went back to that location again off that outside edge. Parkinson down on strikes. 2 Ks in the inning for Kelly, and he is able to get out of a jam. He also gave up a couple of hits, add a walk in there as well. Martinsburg loaded them up, but they will strand all 3, leaving 2 in scoring position. We're through a half an inning. It's Martinsburg nothing. Jefferson coming to bat.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The road to the TBT WVU Alumni Tour is coming to Hedgesville High School Saturday, July 13th at 7 p.m. Tickets are on sale now for just $20 at jflowent.com. That's JFLOWENT.com. Don't miss out on this exciting night of basketball with some incredible WVU alumni like John Flowers, Joe Alexander, Nate Adrian, and Deshaun Butler. Saturday, July 13th at 7 p.m. at Hedgesville High School. The road to the TBT WVU Alumni Tour comes to town.
No score as we go to the bottom of inning number 1. Jameer Brown getting in his warm-up tosses. Sunny skies prevailing here in the Petersburg area after we saw a lot of cloud cover and a lot of rain through day 1 on Saturday when we were able to still get the doubleheader in. Got rained out on Sunday, and then yesterday, even despite some rainy conditions, able to get that game in. Right now, under sunshine, we have a game time temperature of 84 sticky degrees.
I was going to say it's a little more sticky than it was yesterday. Really, other than the overcast skies and having to work on the field an awful lot by this grounds crew, a really good day weather-wise, temperature-wise, I should say, for this time of the year. A little more sticky out here today.
Brown, through the course of the area tournament, worked 5 innings, gave up 2 runs on 5 hits. He struck out 3 and walked 1. He was the winning pitcher in a 4-3 matchup against Hedgesville and did all of that in that game. So Brown now with a chance to throw here in this district tournament.
And that's something to watch out for over the next couple of innings. Pitch count-wise for Ryan Kelly in that first inning, 29 pitches. The pitch limit at this level, 85. So definitely something to keep your eye out on over the next couple of innings, see if he can be a little more efficient in the second and third.
Well, Brown ready to go as Jackson Earl steps into the right-hand batter's box. Bottom of the first, getting started with a pitch high and outside, ball 1. Earl went 1 for 3, a single, a run scored, a run batted in, struck out once as well when these two teams met back in that Area 1 championship game. 1-0 pitch high for ball 2. So Brown has missed with 2 pitches. The first one a little up and away. This last one up as well. See if he can get on top of the pitches and get it into the strike zone. The 2-0 on the way. And there's a line drive right back at him, and Brown makes the grab.
Good job by Jameer Brown on the mound. Followed through and really was completely facing home plate. All he had to do was stick that glove out, but still a rocket off the bat of Jackson Earl. Good reaction by Jameer Brown on the mound, 1 down.
Yeah, right back up the middle. The good news was it was glove side,
yes.
So he could stick that left hand out and make the grab. Put a little star by that one. Nice play for out number one, and here comes Sam Hefner. A little bit of a closed stance in the back of that right-hand batter's box as Hefner takes a pitch outside for ball one.
And what does it tell you earlier what could happen in this one? Jefferson ready to come out and swing the bat. That was a 2-0 pitch that Jackson Earl took a cut at.
The 1-0 pitch let her high for a called strike. Now 1-1. Hefner 0 for 3, but did reach on a fielder's choice and scored a run against Martinsburg. Hefner 3 hits in 8 at-bats we have through 3 postseason games. Swings at this off-speed pitch and fouls it straight back. Count now at a ball and 2 strikes. Brown took a little something off that one. Didn't seem to have a ton of movement to it, but certainly a change of speeds.
And Hefner had already come all the way through. His weight was completely shifted forward, and that bat came through.
Now that 1-2. There's that off speed again. Bounced right back towards him. Brown this time knocks it down. It comes off of his hand and body and bounces to the grass in front of the mound, but Brown stays with it, picks it up, and throws on to first, and Hefner is retired.
And talk about playing your position. Jameer Brown is going to get credit with the first 2 outs so far in this game, doing a good job. Did a good job of staying with that one as well. You mentioned ricocheted off of him a little bit in front of the mound. Was able to stick with it and make a good throw over to first. A bang-bang play at first. A good job by Hefner hustling down the line as well.
So now Ryan Kelly to bat. Nobody on. 2 outs in the inning, and he'll take strike 1.
Kelly trying to help his own cause in this one. Again, a longer first inning than I think he would have wanted, but can certainly help that if he can find a way to get on base here.
Kelly 4 hits in 10 at-bats in the postseason. Takes a called strike 2. That one again on that upper part of the strike zone, about letter high as it came across. Now Kelly's got to protect. Down in the count, 0-2. Brown works from the windup in the third base side of the pitching rubber. He delivers, and here's a line shot into the gap in right center field. It's going to bounce all the way to the fence. Medina on it quickly. Center fielder hits his cutoff. Throw to second. Nope, it's a bluff. As R.J. Brown, the second baseman, took that cut, turned, and went through the motion but never let it go as Kelly easily slid in with a 2-out double.
And Jameer Brown went with an off-speed pitch on that 0-2, trying to get Kelly off balance a little bit, but it was a great job by the pitcher, Kelly, to be able to wait back and drive that one into the gap in the opposite field. An easy double, slid in, but could have easily been a stand-up double.
It'll bring up Connor Smith. The left-hand batter sends this one right back through the box and into center field, and Medina has it go under his glove, off his leg. It bounces to his right, and that will allow the run to score as Kelly turns around third and comes home with the game's first run.
And a good job by Connor Smith, just driving one right back up the middle. Not sure if Kelly would have been sent unless Medina bobbled that ball in center field. I'm thinking he would have been held, so a costly mistake in center field. But you got to think Medina in center, thinking about making that play to home, not quite staying down long enough.
Yeah, wanted to get to it quickly and come up ready to fire, and it went right under the glove and off his leg. So a runner at first, and it brings up Brady Roberts on the first pitch. He'll bounce it right back to Brown. This time Brown is able to handle it. He'll turn and make the throw on to first and in time to get him. Still a couple of 2-out base hits, a double, a single, and an error in there as well, and it helps Jefferson to take the early lead. After 1, it's Jefferson 1, Martinsburg 0.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
1-0 lead for Jefferson. Martinsburg to the plate. Top half of inning number 2. Brett Pedersen, Matthew Johns, R.J. Brown, 7, 8, and 9 hitters. to face Ryan Kelly. Kelly in that first inning, 29 pitches, 18 for strikes, gave up a couple of hits, a walk as well, but also got 2 key strikeouts. And the last one, well, with the bases loaded to end the inning. So very key there, and that's why we have a 1-0 Jefferson lead as opposed to Martinsburg maybe having a run on the board.
Yeah, and a couple of moments early in this game that, depending on how this game ends up, you may think about. You're going to think about leaving the bases loaded in the top of the first inning if you're Martinsburg, and you're going to think about Medina not being able to field the ball cleanly in center field in the bottom of the first.
Brett Pedersen, first pitch swinging, lifts one high and deep into right field. Moving back on it, Jet Gross, and just before stepping on the warning track, he's able to reach out and make the backhand stab for out number 1.
That's a great play by Gross's ball. Very well hit by Pedersen into deep right field. You could tell Gross was starting to feel that warning track a little bit, slowed down, put the glove up, and that backhand starting to brace for the fence coming up, but did a good job of never taking his eye off the baseball.
So Pedersen retired and maybe put a little star by that one. That's a big catch and not an easy one either. Matthew Johns to the plate. He'll swing through a fastball for strike 1. That was just what Kelly wanted. After 29 pitches in the first, 1 pitch, 1 out in this second inning. Dealing with some sun issues as the sun sets behind the trees almost directly across the road from the field. So out in center field, that just like Berkeley Springs, puts those glares on the camera screen.
Not quite nearly as bad for us as at Berkeley Springs, though.
Count to Johns now, no balls and 2 strikes, and that 0-2 delivery down low and outside for ball 1. A beautiful facility here. The roadway between Moorfield and Petersburg, out beyond that center field fence. Here comes the pitch, and that one misses high and tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Kelly got ahead at 0-2, but struggling a bit to find that out pitch as the count has now gone to 2-2. That break-even pitch misses inside as Johns got out of the way of that one, and it's a full count.
And now the third 1-2 count that has eventually gone full so far for Ryan Kelly.
Kelly from the stretch. Here comes that pitch, and it's popped foul and out of play. First base side will do it all over again at 3-2. Base is empty with 1 down. We're in the top of the second.
And again, the key for Kelly in this inning is going to be try to get out of this inning efficiently. Did a good job of that first batter, 1 pitch, 1 out. Not going to be the 7th pitch of his at-bat to Johns.
Well, the 3-2 pitch hit on a couple of hops to the first baseman, Connor Smith. He fields it right near the bag and is able to step on first to get the outs.
It's more of a hop on first, wasn't it? Went over to first, and I think he thought he was a little closer to the bag. Ended up having a little bit of a hop at the end.
But he got there.
Colorful out at first, if you will.
Did you see where that ball seemed to hit? Was it my view or what? That ball seemed to hit in foul territory as it came off the bat, but then skipped back into fair territory down that first base line. 2 outs, base is empty. R.J. Brown, the batter, and he takes strike 1. And that went out definitely off the end of the bat of Johns. And a nice play by Smith for the second out. 0-1 pitch due to Brown. Here it comes down low for a ball. Brown went 0 for 1 with a strikeout against Jefferson when these teams met in the area tournament, and that at bat came against Ryan Kelly. Brown a hit in 7 at bats so far on the postseason. Takes a fastball high. Now 2 balls and a strike. Martinsburg trailing 1-0. Looking for a little 2-out lightning. That's what happened for Jefferson in the first. And here's a swing and a bouncing ball and a sliding stop by Smith at first, and then he makes the head first dive to the bag, getting the glove with the ball in it on the bag before the foot of Brown, and that nice play ends the top of the second.
A dive by Connor Smith just to get the baseball was good enough, but then the effort to hop back up is a good job by Ryan Kelly going over to cover first base, but Smith realized he wasn't going to have time to flip the ball over, and a head first dive into first just to get the glove on the bag. Great job by the first baseman.
How about 2 very nice defensive plays? Pedersen's out with the right fielder Gross making the nice catch at the warning track to start the inning, and then Brown retired on the nice play by Connor Smith to end the inning. If you're Martinsburg, you feel a little snake bit as you go in order in the top of the second. Through 1.5, it remains Jefferson 1, Martinsburg 0.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Marius Group. a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC. At Anthony's Pizza Inwood location, nobody does it better. We make our own dough and we bake it fresh twice daily. That's freshly baked twice a day to make sure your pizza always tastes great. Take advantage of our Anthony's Pizza special offer. Get 2 large one-topping pizzas, just $17.99. And when you buy 3 12-inch subs, the 4th one's on us. For the best in freshly made pizzas, subs, calzones, stromboli, lasagna, and more, it's got to be Anthony's Pizza, 372 Middleway Pike in Inwood. Call 229-7373 for delivery, anthonysmenu.com.
We go to the bottom half of inning number 2 for Jefferson. They'll have Cole Smith, Darren Gilliam, Xander Granados, the 3 due batters. That's 6, 7, and 8 in the order. Facing Jameer Brown, the Martinsburg starter, threw 12 pitches in that first inning. 9 of those went for strikes. He gave up a run on a couple of 2-out base hits. There was an error as well. First pitch swinging. Smith sends a fly ball into right center field. In a bit and to his left. Center fielder Aiden Medina tracks it down for out number 1. Both of these teams are coming out swinging the bat. If the pitch is in or near the strike zone, they're going at it.
That's what you want to see. You can't put the ball in play unless you bring the bat around.
So it'll bring up Darren Gilliam. He's coming off a big game on Saturday. He went 3 for 4, and the time he didn't get a hit, he still reached on a fielder's choice. On base all 4 times up. The right-hand batter swings, sends a soft liner towards the first baseman. Sean Parkinson leaps into the air and pulls it in for out number 2.
And how about this efficiency, Matt? 2 pitches, 2 outs for Jameer Brown here to start the bottom of the second inning.
Well, let's see if Granados has the take sign on or if he's ready to swing away. Could it be 3 pitches, 3 outs?
We just talked about the urgency at the plate, but at some point you got to wait and hopefully see something you like.
I know they call it an immaculate inning when a pitcher strikes out all 3 batters and needs only 9 pitches. What's it called if you get 3 outs on 3 pitches? No, we're not going to find out. Granados did swing, but he came up empty on a high pitch for strike 1.
He wanted to find out. Chase that one a little bit up the ladder, it looked like.
Granados on this postseason, a couple of hits in 8 at bats. The right-hand batter nubs this one off the end of the bat, but it's foul in behind the plate. No balls and 2 strikes.
An off-speed pitch by Jameer Brown right there, and Granados well out in front of it.
Granados went 0 for 3 with a strikeout back in the area tournament when these teams met. Back in awaiting that 0-2 delivery. Brown ready. Here it comes. Just off the outside corner. That has Brown hopping on the front slope of the mound as he thought he had painted the black on that outside edge. Instead, it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Now, I'm sure the way that Jefferson had been swinging the baseball bat, he was expecting Granados to at least take a hack at that one to fight it off.
The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. A swing and a miss, and this time he gets him. So a nice job by Jameer Brown. A few number of pitches. We've got, 6 total pitches needed to retire 3 batters with a fly out, a line out, and a strikeout. And that strikeout, the first of the game for Jameer Brown. Jefferson goes in order in their second at bat. We'll head to inning number 3 when we come back with Jefferson in front of Martinsburg 1-0.
We only make home loans, so we better be good at it. And we are. It's that simple. With our focus solely on mortgage lending, you can come to us with peace of mind knowing that your mortgage loan is in good hands. As one of the nation's largest private lenders, our focus is on helping you get into your new home.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
1-0 Jefferson with the lead. Martinsburg to the plate, top half of inning number 3, and right back to the top of the order. Aiden Medina to face Ryan Kelly, and with your play-by-play, here's Matt Crawford.
It was a good at-bat to get this game started by Aiden Medina. 7 pitches he saw, ended up striking out, but still a very good at-bat for the leadoff batter. See what the left-hander has in store as Ryan Kelly comes back out for his 3rd inning of work. 41 pitches is what we have him at so far. Here comes that first pitch. Medina squares around, pulls back, takes strike 1.
And Kelly really settled down after 29 pitches and facing 6 batters in the first inning. Just 12 pitches as he set down the side in order in the second.
Not quite as efficient as Jameer Brown, 6 in the last half inning.
Right.
1 pitch now coming to Medina. That just a bit off the plate, ball 1.
Ryan Kelly's going to go, that's all right. I've got a 1-0 lead.
Yep,
I'll work with it.
He's got the run to play with. It was a little 2-out rally for Jefferson in the bottom of the first that gave him that 1-0 lead. Here comes that 1-1 pitch from Kelly's a bunt, pushed back to the pitcher's mound. Kelly comes off the mound, fires to first, and gets Medina by a step. Great play coming off the mound by Ryan Kelly.
And the only reason he got Medina by a step is Medina slipped coming out of the batter's box. Otherwise, with his speed, he legs that out. I'm surprised how close that was, watching him slip and not get his feet underneath of him right away coming out of the batter's box.
And a lot of turpus and stuff on that baseball field, so you wonder how the dirt feels coming out, or maybe he just spun the tires a little bit. Brings up the number 2 batter, Jameer Brown, the opposing pitcher of Kelly, trying to help his own cause. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. He sees strike 1.
Well, Brown had a single to center his first time up, but got erased on a fielder's choice. Martinsburg did have 2 hits. There was a walk in that first inning as well. They had a chance, but couldn't come through.
The 0-1 fouled off down the first base line and out of play over the dugout. That dugout belongs to Jefferson today. Now the count 0-2 to Brown.
That dugout is the home dugout and has not necessarily been a friendly dugout here in area or district play.
All but one team has lost as the home team. The only team that didn't was this Jefferson team. 0-2 pitch misses off the plate and a little bit low for ball 1. Was it the very first game of this tournament?
No, it was the first game for Jefferson in the area tournament. They beat South Berkeley by that 13-0 score, and they were the home team in that one, the only home team to win.
That 1-2 ground right back in the middle gets underneath the glove of Kelly. Shortstop Earl up with it, fires over to first, and gets Jameer Brown by a step. Great stretch over at first base by Connor Smith to get Brown by a step.
And we talked about it earlier. This team's given up 6 runs through 3 games, and they're getting it done with pitching and defense. And what do you say about that defense right there? When that ball got under the glove of Kelly, I didn't think they had a chance to get him. Yes, but a nice play by Earl, ranging far to his left, and then quickly getting rid of that baseball after scooping it up.
That brings up the number 3 batter, Christian Alter. Leans back and takes one high and inside, ball 1. And not only did it get underneath the glove of Ryan Kelly, but also, I think, skimmed the glove of Ryan Kelly a little bit, slowing that baseball down. Great play by Jackson Earl. Here comes that 1-0 pitch, fouled off down the right field line and over the fence down the right field line. Out of play to Christian Alter.
3 of the last 5 outs, I have little stars in the corner for those plays, meaning a defensive player made a better than average play to get the out.
1-1 pitch to Alter again, a little bit high and inside as he leans out of the way. Ball 2, and what's the name of this tournament? All-Star Tournament. Don't want to say you expect those plays to be made, but you hope they are. The 2-1 pitch again fouled off. This one going a little bit to the right of home plate. Cat now even 2-2.
And if you're Martinsburg, I said it in the last half inning, you got to feel a little snake bit. You've put the ball in play well. You've hit it hard. You've made it tough, but you tip your cap. Jefferson's made the plays.
Here comes that break-even pitch on the 2-2. That one low and away, ball 3. The count's full.
Kelly's been here a few times with that full count pitch. This will be the 4th.
Alter a 5-pitch at-bat in his first at-bat. This going on pitch number 6. So seen 11 pitches so far right now. Here's that 3-2 as it's lifted to the left side. Going back on it is Earl. Comes back into the infield and makes the catch. 4 out, number 3. So back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Ryan Kelly. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. When we come back, it's Jefferson 1, Martinsburg 0.
It's the late nights. It's the early mornings. It's working in the sunshine and rain and snow. It's the dedication, the care, The hours of training that led to the winner's circle. It's our job, our passion, our lives. We are the horsemen.
Blue Ridge Community and Technical College. Integrated directly with economic and workforce needs of the region, our programs are learner-centered and essential to the needs of a fast-paced global economy. To schedule a visit or to learn more, go to blueridgectc.edu. Take possibility to new heights. Ascend the ridge today. Blue Ridge Community and Technical College.
Welcome back into Michael Field, the Grant County Little League Complex. It's Jefferson over Martinsburg, a 1-0. Jefferson ready to step up to the plate for their third at-bat of this ball game. Jameer Brown so far in this one, a strikeout, gave up 2 hits in that opening inning, and just 6 to get through the bottom of that second, Matt.
Yeah, he's got 18 pitches total, 14 strikes. So only 4 times has he thrown a pitch that has not been across the plate. And you give Jefferson credit. They've put the ball in play, only 1 strikeout. And then when you look back to that first inning, the 2-out double for Ryan Kelly, followed by the single from Connor Smith. The misplay on that ball in center field allows the only run to score. So 2-out magic.
Jet Gross stepping into the left-handed batter's box. Made a great play out in right field. You see if a good play in the field translates to a good play at the plate. The first pitch, strike on the inside corner. Strike 1.
Well, there's Brown. That's what he does, throws strikes. He's hit the corners well. He's mixed his speeds well.
Here comes that 0-1 to Gross, fouled off, getting off the catcher, and I believe our umpire on the way back to the fence.
Yeah, I believe so as well. Kind of caught the top part of the face mask.
Kelly Hashman, home plate umpire. First base is Turk Cole. Jason Barb at second and third is Eric Kreitz. Your umpiring crew. The 4-man crew today hadn't got that out yet.
Heisman wearing the old school face mask for protection.
I love it.
Yeah, some guys like more of the hockey style mask like the catchers wear nowadays.
Brown out of the windup, ready with that 0-2 to Gross. Here it is. And Gross fouls one on the first base line. Only by a few feet does it get fouled. We'll do that 0-2 again.
Yeah, just a little bit out in front of that one. Gross has had a nice postseason. 3 hits in 8 at-bats. He went 1 for 3 on Saturday in the tournament opener for Jefferson here. And that was in an 11-4 win over Bi-State. He had an RBI single and a run scored.
0-2 again to Jet Gross, the number 9 batter in the order. We'll go back to the top. Jackson Earl standing on deck. That 0-2, low in the dirt, ball 1.
A rare ball out of the hand of Jameer Brown. Just the 5th time he has not found the strike zone. And he's now thrown over 20 pitches.
And now comes the 1-2, a breaking ball, smack back up to center field. That's going to get into the outfield for a base hit. A good 1-2 at bat for Jet Gross, and manages to get one into this gap between shortstop and second into center field for a base hit.
And there's that breaking pitch, and that's the second time we've seen a breaking pitch get hit like that. Kelly's was a breaking pitch when he got that double taking it the other way. And the problem there is Brown left both of those breaking pitches kind of right out over the middle of the plate.
Nobody down. See if Jackson Earl has the bunt sign on to move that runner up. It doesn't on the first pitch. He takes it for strike 1. That one right down the middle. Just watching that one all the way through.
Well, Earl hit it hard his first time up. Remember that liner right back to Brown, who made the nice glove side catch.
There's the bunt. A push down the first base line, but foul by Earl. 9-0 balls, 2 strikes. Is going back to first base will be Jet Gross.
I don't know if that was a bunt that was called by the manager in the third base coach's box, or if that was just Earl's attempt to get on, but he was very late in getting around to try to lay down that bunt. I think that one may have been as much for a hit as it was to really try to advance a runner.
Trying to push that one up the line. Here comes that 0-2. It is chopped up the first base line. Up with it is Sean Parkinson. He will touch the bag. A 4-out number 1, and that just as good of a bunt as a bunt by Jackson Earl, moving the runner Jet Gross up to second.
Yep, there is such a thing as a productive out. You know, you can be retired but still do a nice job, and he did just that, being able to advance the base runner. I wondered initially if Parkinson may come up with it and try to get that lead runner, but a wise decision, make sure he got an out.
Yeah, still a tight ball game. No reason not to get an out in that situation. Brings up Sam Hefner as he takes ball one high.
Hefner out on a comebacker his first time, too. Remember, hit that one pretty sharply up the middle. Brown knocked it down and then picked it up out of the grass in front of the mound and threw him out.
Here comes that one from Brown, a breaking ball again. Sent the other way. Parkinson up with it. He'll take it himself. The 4-out number 2, beating Hefner by a couple of steps. Advancing to third is Gross on the ground out.
So another ground ball on the right side of the infield allows the base runner to move up, and that's important because a wild pitch or a pass ball could now bring home another run, and you've got the dangerous Ryan Kelly at the plate.
Kelly smacked that double into right center field, his first at-bat. But eventually come around to score on a ball hit up the middle. Aiden Medina bobbled it a little bit in center field, allowing Kelly to go from third to home. They're going to intentionally walk Ryan Kelly. So put 4 pitches down, as even though the intentional walk does not need Kelly to throw those 4 pitches, still going to count in that pitch count to Jameer Brown.
Now we've seen some intentional walks in this District 6 tournament, especially for Pattison, the third baseman for Bi-State, after he had a home run against Jefferson. His first time up, he got intentionally walked.
That brings up Connor Smith. He takes ball 1. That one just a bit high and outside.
I do have to admit, though, I'm a bit perplexed by counting the 4 pitches against the pitcher on the mound. He didn't officially throw them. The whole idea of the pitch count is dealing with not having pitchers throwing too many pitches. I'm not sure why you count pitches against him.
That 1-0 to Connor Smith, a ball hit up the line, but going to be called a dead ball by our home plate umpire.
Yeah, it came off the front foot and or front leg of the batter while still in the batter's box, and that automatically made that a dead ball. Nice call by Kelly Eichmann, our plate umpire. He was on it immediately.
And so far, Jameer Brown's gone to that all-speed pitch a lot, and Jefferson's either been way out in front or timed it perfectly. Here comes the 1-1. That one just a bit outside, also probably a little above the letters. Ball 2. Runners at the corners. Kelly at first. Gross at third. A 2-1 the count to Smith. Here comes that 2-1 pitch. This one lifted into right field. Coming in on it is Johns, and he will camp under it and make the catch. A 4-out number 3. So a single to lead the inning off. Gross gets to third, but he will get no further. Kelly reached on an intentional walk, but nothing doing in the bottom of the third for Jefferson. We'll go to the top of the fourth. When we come back, it's Jefferson 1, Martinsburg 0.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Back in Jefferson, the 1-0 lead over Martinsburg. As we go to the top of inning number 4, it'll be Martinsburg coming to the plate. And they, Matt, you've said it a couple different times in this ball game, have to probably be feeling a little, what is the term you use, snake bitten?
Yeah.
It's been a clinic of how to play infield so far for Jefferson. They've made every play that's been put in front of them, and ones that you don't expect to be made necessarily at this level.
Well, and you go back to the first inning, and it was the pitching. Ryan Kelly got the strikeout of Medina to get the inning started, and then able to work through a couple of hits and a walk and gets the strikeout to strand the bases loaded. Then in the second, the defense makes an above-average play on 2 of the 3 outs, and then in the third inning, he sets them down in order, and again, the shortstop makes a spectacular play up the middle. So pitching and defense leading the way right now for Jefferson.
Leading it off for Martinsburg is Braden Oviedo. A single in his first at-bat takes strike 1.
Well, the part of the order you'd like to see something happen here. You're now past the midpoint of this game. You're in the 4th inning of a game scheduled to go 6, and the 4, 5, and 6 hitters are up.
That 0-1 pitch driven over the head of the second baseman, Cole Smith, into right field. Gets past Jet Gross in right field all the way to the fence. Moving to second easily is Braden Oviedo, and he will slide into second with a leadoff double for Martinsburg.
Well, and there's what Martinsburg has been doing, extra base hits. You're talking the third hit of the day, meaning 51 hits so far in the postseason, and that is the 20th extra base hit that they have had.
Yeah, Jet Gross did struggle to get to that baseball. I think a double regardless. There's a lot of speed by Braden Oviedo. Brings up Ben Reisenweber. Squares around a bunt, then pulls back wisely as that one missed above the zone, ball one.
Yeah, Reisenweber with a walk. His first time up, his second walk in the two matchups between these teams.
Reisenweber stands near the front of that right-handed batter's box. He'll square around and push one off the first base line, and it will just get foul. Connor Smith probably could have waited another few feet to let that one go to make sure it did get foul. That one was hugging the line all the way up. Will be a foul ball, strike one.
Yeah, got just a little too much bat on that one. He wasn't able to deaden the ball coming off of the bat. He really pushed it up that first base line, and that roll took it foul.
1-1. It'll be Reisenweber squaring again. Tries to push one off the first base line, but it bunts right through it. Strike two. So probably going to get the swing away sign here from Coach Lupus down the third base line. But we'll see. Here comes that 1-2 pitch. That one's strike three called, and I don't think Reisenweber agrees with that one. By his body language, leaned out of the way as that one was coming in, but apparently did get the inside of the zone. Strike three. That's the third strikeout of the day for Ryan Kelly.
Well, Kelly's been hitting his spots and found a good one right there.
And Coach Lupus is going to make a sub. It's going to be a pinch hitter. It'll be Matty Lupus. Will be the pinch hitter for Sean Parkinson. First pinch hitter of the day. First sub we've seen on either side. Matty Lupus, a pinch hitter in the same spot yesterday for Sean Parkinson.
Well, Lupus 0-for-0 against Jefferson when the teams met back in the area tournament. He drew a base on balls his only time up. Looking to do something here with one out.
Pushes one at the first base line, but that goes foul as well. Again, trying to move Oviedo to third base. And what we saw Martinsburg do so well yesterday, they've struggled with so far today, Matt, and that's getting the bunt down in fair territory.
Yeah, in that first inning, they had, 3 or 4 bunts in a row to help put guys on base and or bring guys in as they use those safety squeezes to score 2 of the 3 runs against Bi-State in that first.
Here comes that 0-1. Lupus squares around, pulls back. That one misses high for ball one.
You knew that was going to be part of that strategy today as well because they did it so well yesterday, and it puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Guys are moving around. You got to make plays.
Once again, Lupus squares around and again pulls back as that one misses high. 2 balls, 1 strike. And we'll see what Coach Lupus decides to do. It was consecutive batters that he got his subs in yesterday, but a different scenario as they had a pretty decent lead already in that game yesterday. The 2-1 pitch, Lupus squared around, then pulls back, but takes that one for strike 2. And once again, you have a golden opportunity, but can't get the bunt down if you're Martinsburg.
That certainly seemed like a pitch to bunt as well. I mean, it was right there, but he pulled the bat back.
2-2 the count, 1 down in the inning. Lupus fouls one off on a pitch that he tried to uppercut a little bit. Definitely came below and tried to come up. Fouls that one back to the backstop. And we'll do that 2-2 once again.
Yeah, very hardy cut at that pitch.
Braden Oviedo still standing at second base. He had the leadoff double. Here comes that 2-2 to Lupus, and this one fouled out of play just to the left of us in the press box. A couple of kids running after it. I know yesterday, what was it, the Freezy Pops were
there you go.
Were the reward for foul balls.
If they got green ones, I'm going after the next one. Love those green Freezy Pops.
2-2 again to Lupus. That one low and away, ball 3. The count's run full, and a great at-bat by Matty Lupus.
Yeah, really making Kelly work. His pitch count continues to rise, up over 60-plus pitches.
Here's the break even. Swing and a miss, and Lupus goes down on strikes, but a great at-bat. But an even better pitching performance, Ryan Kelly. Now 2 down in the inning.
Yeah, how about it? Back-to-back strikeouts after giving up the leadoff double to Oviedo.
2-2 the count, 1 down in the 9th. 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 2-2 the count, 1
Now it'll be up to Pedersen to try to make something happen with 2 outs in that runner in scoring position.
So Coach Lupus not going to go with the same strategy as yesterday, as Pedersen is a starter and will bat again as he takes ball 1 low and away.
Pedersen 1 for 1 yesterday as he drew a walk and scored his first time up, and he had an RBI single his second time up. Can he come through again in this situation?
Here comes that 1-0 to Pedersen. Strike 1 right down the middle. Pedersen's first at bat was the ball lifted deep into right field. Jack Gross made a great play on it on the warning track for the first out of that inning. And Pedersen hoping to come through here with 2 outs. Check swing at the plate and called strike 2 at the plate. I think it was a strike on the call because from our angle it did not look like Pedersen went around.
No, but definitely a little bit late on that call, so not sure if he was still trying to judge whether that was on the swing or whether he liked the location of the pitch, but it's certainly a tough one for Pedersen, and now you got to protect anything close.
1-2, 2 down here in the top of inning number 4, runner on second. Here comes that 1-2 pitch low and away, ball 2. Martinsburg stranded, the bases loaded in the first, and Oviedo's been standing on second since he led the inning off. The leadoff double. It's been back-to-back strikeouts for Ryan Kelly. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3 at the plate. Great job by Ryan Kelly after giving up the leadoff double to Braden Oviedo. Strikes out Reisenweber, Lupus, then Pedersen, then Pedersen. And now has 5 strikeouts on the day, and Martinsburg still can't get a run across here in the 4th. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. When we come back, it's Jefferson 1, Martinsburg 0.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown Ranson. We're here when you need us.
The level of care that I got at WVU Medicine was top-notch.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
Is really an integration, looking at a clinical care network, looking at the good people who can help push the envelope and raise the bar for delivering a quality healthcare product.
To have my life back is absolutely a blessing. I am beyond thankful for WVU Medicine. I absolutely 100% have my life back.
It's like fire. You don't do that.
It is like fire. We welcome you back into Michael Field. Some between inning chatter. Got to pass the time somehow. The stuff you usually don't hear.
Oh, Matt was talking about, 6 outs to play with for Martinsburg as they're down to their final 2 at-bats. I was just saying, outs are nothing to play with, man.
No.
You only get so many of them in a game. You got to take advantage and make things happen before those outs occur. It's a great part about baseball, right? No time limit. It's
you play till you get 18 outs at this level.
There you go. And both teams have to do the same thing, albeit if the visiting team is the one that is trailing, the home team doesn't have to get that final at bat in, and so they have a few less outs, but that's dictated by how the game is playing out, as opposed to if you're playing a game that is timed where wait a minute, we can make plays. Nope, but you're running out of time. In this case, you're not running out of time, you're running out of outs.
We're going to get our first pinch hitter for Jefferson. It'll be Trajan Kinsler steps in as he fouls off the first one off the end of the bat. That's going to go foul, getting back to the backstop, 0-1. And Kinsler pinch hitting for Brady Roberts, the starting center fielder for Jefferson. See if this is a pinch hit role or if he will enter defensively in the next half inning.
You can imagine right now the way that these players have been playing defensively, that they are going to probably just let everybody hit as they need to hit and then kind of stick with things defensively.
We have a time on the field. Not sure what the issue is. It is out of our vantage point next to the Martinsburg dugout down the third base line. And thinking it may have something to do with some possible fan interaction down that third base line as See a couple of members of law enforcement going down and talking to a couple of Martinsburg fans.
Yeah, so clearly, I guess, something being said. Not sure what or why in that situation with the bunt attempt at the plate by Kinsler.
And that fan going to be asked to leave the ballpark.
Kinsler, by the way, 0 for 1 with a strikeout when these two teams met back in the area tournament.
Everybody getting back to their position. All the outfielders from Martinsburg had gone to left field. And it looks like we're going to get back to baseball at some point. I'm playing umpire, making sure everybody's where they need to be and everybody's on the same page with his field crew. 0-1 the count to Kinsler. Brown now out of the windup again, ready to deliver that 0-1. And here it is. That's a ball on the outside corner, ball 1.
Well, it's been a great game. I mean, we are seeing two pitchers throwing very well. We've seen both defenses playing well. And Jefferson with that 1-0 edge.
Swing and a miss on the 1-1 pitch, and Kinsler now behind on the count 1-2.
Basically, they've come through when they had their opportunity because they've had two opportunities to score. They scored the run with 2 2-out hits and an error in the first. Left runners at the corners their last time up. Martinsburg has not scored when they've had their opportunities.
It was a great eye by Trajan Kinsler at the plate on the 1-2. Let it go just off the plate. The count now even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jameer Brown's done a good job of painting those corners so far today. Now here comes that 2-2. That one low and away. Ball 3, the count full.
You look at Martinsburg, and they left the bases loaded in the first and left a runner at second in the fourth. So when they've had their scoring opportunities, they've stranded 4 base runners and 3 in scoring position and have yet to dent the scoreboard.
Here comes the payoff pitch from Jameer Brown out of the windup. Here comes that 3-2 and a swing and a ball fouled over the fence to our left, hitting the net on field 3. And will be hung up there, and we'll do the 3-2 over again. Good job by Kinsler just to fight that one off. It was a ball that was definitely off the plate for him. And he fights it off and lives to see another one. In that kind of situation, that's all you need to do. Ready with this 3-2 again. Here's Brown. And a swing and a miss, and Kinsler goes down on strikes.
Seemed to be a little out in front of that pitch.
First out of the inning, a strikeout for Jameer Brown. That is strikeout number 2 for him on the day. It'll bring up another pinch hitter. It's going to be Miles Hoover, going to be the pinch hitter for Cole Smith. So back-to-back pinch hitters, similar to what Martinsburg did yesterday. It's going to be Jefferson's strategy today. And Miles Hoover, your pinch hitter.
And again, with the 4 substitutes, each one has to get at least 1 at-bat. And so your middle point of the ball game, really past the middle point, now's the time you got to get them in.
First pitch to Hoover, swing and a miss. And he falls behind on the count 0-1. Here comes that 0-1 pitch to Hoover, called. Strike 2 at the plate. That one, great location, right at the knees, as Hoover just watched it go by. 0-2 the count to Miles Hoover. Here comes from Jameer Brown. This one fouled off, getting back to the fence behind home plate. And a good job staying alive at the plate by Hoover.
Yeah, Hoover looking for his first hits of the postseason. 0 for 4 so far.
Infield playing normal depth, as is the outfield for Martinsburg. Jameer Brown out of the windup. Here comes that 0-2, a breaking ball off the plate, ball 1. 1-2 now the count to Miles Hoover. Again, pinch hitting for starting second baseman Cole Smith. This one lifted into left center field. Coming over on is Ben Reisenweber, coming right in front of Medina and making the play. Great job by the center fielder and the left fielders. Medina slowly went behind Reisenweber. Reisenweber extended with that left arm to make the play for out number 2.
Yeah, good communication to make sure you avoid any type of a collision or that ball dropping in between outfielders, but a little unusual because normally in the game of baseball, center fielder is considered the quarterback of the outfield, so to speak, and if he can get to it, it's his ball to take, and I thought Medina was right there and was going to make that play.
First pitch to Darren Gilliam. He takes low for ball one. Gilliam so far on this one lined out to first base. Here comes that 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to the left side. Up with it is Alter. Fires over to first, and a good job by Gilliam to beat it out. It's an infield single.
Yeah, he gets down the line very quickly, especially considering that he's coming out of that right-hand batter's box. And that one just hit enough, slow enough that Oviedo certainly wasn't going to be able to make a play at short. Alter, the third baseman, cutting across towards first base, did have a chance, but not with the speed of Gilliam.
It's going to bring another pinch hitter. It's going to be Aubrey Hobson going to bat in place of Xander Granados. Granados so far in this one a strikeout, playing third base defensively. First pitch to Hobson, a called strike one at the knees.
A big run at first base with 2 outs. They had that 2-out Lightning in the first. Can they do it again here in the fourth?
Here comes that 0-1 to Hobson. Backs out of the way of the ball right down the middle. Strike two. That front foot bailing out a little bit.
And right now, if you're Brown, you've got to attack this hitter, come right back at him with another fastball.
Yeah, Hobson, a little bit of an open stance. Here comes that 0-2 and a ball that misses off the plate. Pedersen tried to frame it at the end, but when you got to move your glove about 6 to 8 inches, most umpires are gonna notice that frame. 1-2 the count now to Hobson, and a swing and a miss, strike three. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 3 now on the game for Jameer Brown, and we will go to the top of inning number 5 when we come back. Jefferson still a 1-0 lead over Martinsburg.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The road to the TBT WVU Alumni Tour is coming to Hedgesville High School Saturday, July 13th at 7 p.m. Tickets are on sale now for just $20 at jflowent.com. That's jflowent.com. Don't miss out on this exciting night of basketball with some incredible WVU alumni like John Flowers, Joe Alexander, Nate Adrian, and Deshaun Butler. Saturday, July 13th at 7 p.m. at Hedgesville High School. The road to the TBT WVU Alumni Tour comes to town.
Welcome back into Michael Field, the Grant County Little League Complex. Jefferson over Martinsburg after 4 complete, a 1-0. Leading it off for Martinsburg is going to be pinch hitter Jalen Blair. The hitting for Matthew Johnson. Back in with your play-by-play. Here's Matt Miller.
Well, you got to imagine that Martinsburg will be taking some pitches as much as they can as Ryan Kelly is coming into this half inning at 73 pitches. 85 is the limit, so that means he's got 12 that he can use. And so if Martinsburg can, make this inning last, they've got a chance to maybe go ahead and get into a relief pitcher. When you look back through the game, Kelly threw 29 in the first, 12 in the second, 13 in the third, 19 in that fourth inning. Let's see what happens as Blair stands in the right-hand box and takes strike one. Our top of the 5th underway, and for Martinsburg, getting late. Down to 6 outs, down by just a run. Got to try to make something happen. It's the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the order. Blair pops it up, foul territory, in behind the plate, and just out of play. Nice try, Sam Hefner, as the catcher got over to the fencing, just to the side of the tall backstop fencing, but it was out of play.
Yeah, and a good play in the field by Connor Smith. When you're throwing your helmet off like that, Smith immediately pointed behind the backstop to where the baseball was, helping Hefner get close to the fence where he was going to be able to make a play. If Hefner's got to flip the mask off quickly, he may not be able to find that ball as quickly.
0-2 delivering, and it's a bouncing ball towards the second baseman. Up with it is Cole Smith, and the throw to first in time to get him. Cole Smith A little to his right, able to field that one and get plenty on that throw to Connor Smith. Smith to get the out.
Looks like we're going to have another pinch hitter. Looks like it's going to be Will Fleming. Going to pinch hit in the number 9 spot for R.J. Brown.
So Fleming, with one out and the base is empty, will make his way towards the batter's box. Fleming 0 for 1 with a strikeout when these teams met back in the area tournament. Standing in, trying to get something started against Ryan Kelly. Kelly now at about 76 pitches. At this pace, he could get through this inning and into the next. A strike 1 to Fleming. About middle of that batter's box. He squares around and shows bunt, pulls back and takes, and the pitch misses high for a ball.
And the one thing you got to like if you're Jefferson is you've had that extra day of rest, so maybe some fresh arms back that you may not have if you're Martinsburg.
We have time being taken as one of the coaches for Jefferson out to the mound for a quick visit. Gives us a chance to remind you this Little League International Tournament game is presented by Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg under the authority of Little League Baseball and Softball and may not be rebroadcast or retransmitted without the expressed written permission of Little League International, South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Visit Little League online at littleleague.org. Conference on the mound wraps up. Fleming back into the right-hand box. Kelly toes the pitching rubber, and the 1-1 pitch due. Again, Fleming squares, shows bunt, takes down low and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fleming really a deep knee bend as he's looking for that pitch coming in to maybe try to lay down that bunt, and Kelly having a hard time finding that squeezed-in strike zone. The 2-1 due. Here it comes. Again, Fleming squares and takes a pitch that misses high.
And with Fleming squaring around a bunt, Kelly is trying to locate a lot more than he needs to right now. Yeah. Granado's coming well in at third base, so throw one down the middle, let him put one in play.
The 3-1 is right down the middle. Fleming again showing bunt, taking the pitch, and it is a strike. The count has gone full.
And your defense has played as good behind you as they have today for Jefferson. You got to trust them.
3-2 delivery lifted foul and back out of play. That one off the right field side as the count holds, and the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming, and now Kelly is over 80 pitches. Fleming awaits. Here's that 3-2, and it misses high, ball 4. Good at bat by Will Fleming as he draws the base on balls. Martinsburg has the tying run on with 1 out as we go back to the top of the order.
And this is who you want up in this part of the order if you're Martinsburg. You now, over the next couple of innings, have the heart of your order up when you need them.
Hayden Medina 0 for 2 today as the left-hand batter stands in for a 3rd time against Kelly. First pitch of the at-bat, and it's down and in for ball 1.
I think with that pitch, if my math is correct, that this is going to be the last batter for Ryan Kelly.
And we would have him right at about 84, meaning this is pitch number 85, and that means he can finish out the at-bat against Medina. But that would be it. He would have to exit via that pitch count rule. Medina does take a strike. Count now at 1-1. 1-1 pitch, a called strike 2. Medina, you could see him flinch. He wanted to swing and then thought, no, it's going to be low and away. And a little frustrated, I think, at both. The fact that it was a strike and the fact that he didn't swing.
It's still probably a good idea not to swing. Not a whole lot you can do with that.
The 1-ball, 2-strike delivery. Here it comes in a sharp hit ball, but foul. That one hitting up against the fencing in front of the bleachers down the first base line. So it holds at a ball and 2 strikes. Medina, a strikeout victim back in the first inning, and retired trying to bunt his way aboard in the 3rd inning. Would have reached in that 3rd if it wouldn't have been for the fact that he slipped coming out of the batter's box. He still made it a very close play at first.
And you know that Ryan Kelly and the Jefferson coaching staff looking back at that 29-pitch first inning right about now.
That 1-ball, 2-strike pitch, a fastball that sails high. It's gone to 2-2. Medina trying to be patient up there, wants to make sure it's a good pitch that he could put in play somewhere. That 2-2 delivery, and he pops it foul back over the press box. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
Second time today, Medina's seen 7 pitches in an at-bat.
It was Kelly who won that battle back in the first inning. A strikeout on that 7th pitch. 7th pitch of this at-bat due, and here it comes. That 2-2 on the way. Swinging a pop-up on the infield. Kelly moving over towards the first base line and about halfway down the line, still in fair territory. He makes the catch, and Medina is retired. 2 down in the inning. Pop out to the pitcher, and that will end this one for Kelly on the mound, as he will go 4 2/3 innings. And right now, he is the pitcher of record to get the win with his team out in front by a 1-0 score. Will Fleming is at first base, and he would be to the credit of Kelly should he come around and score. Jameer Brown due next for Martinsburg, and we're waiting to see who that new pitcher is going to be, and it looks like double zeros. Jackson Earl, who had been at short, will take over on the mound. As Earl gets in his warm-up tosses, we send it back to the studio, and we'll take a 60-second break and then return to Petersburg, where we are in the top of the 5th. 2 outs, 1 on, and Jefferson leading Martinsburg 1-0.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Whisk. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
Ryan Kelly goes 4 2/3 innings. So far, no runs allowed on 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. He leaves with a 1-0 lead. Well, I mean, he doesn't officially leave. He just goes from the pitcher's mound to the shortstop position as the shortstop, Jackson Earl, takes over on the mound. This is where Martinsburg was able to get a little bit of damage done the first time these teams met, as Martinsburg put 2 runs on the board in their final at bat in that 5-2 loss in the championship game of the Area 1 tournament. Cole Smith was the one who came in after Kelly and ended up giving up no runs and a hit in getting the final 3 outs. He struck out 2 and walked 1. Let's see what happens here as Jameer Brown stands in the first pitch. Low and outside from Jackson Earl. Good-looking fastball, but missed away, and it's ball 1.
Yeah, Earl used that whole body to get that ball to the plate, and yeah, you mentioned it, had a lot of zip on that fastball.
Next pitch bounces out in front of the plate. It scoots right up over the head of Hefner, and that will be a wild pitch in the dirt, advancing Will Fleming into scoring position at second. 2 balls and no strikes to Brown. Hefner did a nice job staying in front of it, but it just kind of hit right up his chest and then right up over his head. And now that 2-0 in there for a strike. 2-1 to Brown.
That's a good battle back pitch for Earl. And if you're Jefferson, 2 down. You only got to worry about the runner at the plate right now. Obviously, you got to pay attention a little bit to Fleming at second, but
Helen Brown takes, and that 2-1 pitch misses. I had for ball 3.
Yeah, that's 3 balls. And
yeah, Brown started towards first, looked back at the plate umpire, and then turned and continued towards first. And eventually, as he gets to the bag, Turk Cole, the first base umpire, lets him know the count's now only 3-1. So Jameer Brown will go back and get the bat and a little instruction from his manager, Victor Lupus.
I think all the umpires confirming with one another, making sure they all have 3-1.
I know that's what we had up here.
Yeah.
It was a 2-1 pitch that missed for ball 3, and now Brown will dig back in. He's 1 for 2, had a single to center in the first, grounded out to short his last time up, and he takes down and in. That's ball 4. Now he can go to first. And he does. He pitched that bat aside and quickly
sprinted
down to
I've done this
first.
once before. I know how to do it.
I'm staying here this time. So runners at first and second for Christian Alter. Time being taken. One of the coaches for Jefferson headed out, and this is a pitcher-catcher coach conference only. He motions to the infield, just stay where you are. This may be a little strategy in pitching against Christian Alter, who has been so good. He is 0 for 2 today. Bounced into a 4-6 fielder's choice, and last time up popped out to the shortstop. But Alter came in, retired only 6 times, 12 hits and 18 at-bats in the postseason coming into play today. So very dangerous at the plate.
Yeah, 2 for 2 yesterday with a walk that reached all 3 times. Also came around to score twice in yesterday's game.
Special pinch runner R.J. Brown, it looks like, going to take over at first base. So Brown for Brown. Jameer Brown heads back to the dugouts. R.J. Brown takes over. You've got Fleming at second, so good speed at both bases as R.J. Brown now represents that go-ahead run. Christian Alter at the plate, swings at the first pitch and pops it foul back out of play.
And again, I still go back to what I said when Ryan Kelly was on the mound. If you're pitching for Jefferson, you got to trust your defense. Now, obviously, you try to not leave the ball right over the heart of the plate, but your defense has helped you out a whole lot today.
0-1 pitch down low and outside. This one getting away from Sam Hefner, and the base runners will advance, now putting 2 in scoring position, and the go-ahead run is at second with a tying run at third. Another wild pitch in the inning. That one just, again, beyond the reach of Hefner down in the dirt. So the 1-1 to the plate, and this one popped foul, and it will get out of play over the bleachers down the right field line. Count at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It was the bases loaded in the first for Martinsburg. Couldn't get a run across. A leadoff double in the fourth by Braden Oviedo. Couldn't get him across. And now Martinsburg needs to come through because you don't know how many of these situations you're going to have left.
1-2 pitch, and it misses outside. 2-2, and Jackson Earl went a little sidearm. Quickly dropped that arm down and whipped it towards the plate, but missed outside. And now that break even is due. Alter ready, Earl ready. Here it comes, bouncing ball foul, third base side. It'll hold. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1-0 Jefferson. They scored thanks to a pair of 2-out hits and an error in that bottom of the first inning. That has been the only scoring so far in this one. Martinsburg threatening. We're in the top half of inning number 5. The 2-ball, 2-strike pitch on the way. That one up and in. Alter has to kind of jackknife out of the way. The lower body stays put, and he leans backward, almost like the limbo as that ball comes across. So a full count pitch due. Will it be one that Alter can hit? Here is that 3-2 delivery. Yep, fastball down the middle, but he pops it foul. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. That one back out of play just to the right of the home plate area. It holds at 3-2 to Christian Alter. Braden Oviedo would be due next. The payoff pitch on the way, and again lifted foul and out of play down the right field line. Alter continues to battle.
Now 8 pitches thrown in this at-bat. And this is a true batter-pitcher duel that you're seeing in front of you right now.
Jackson Earl working from the stretch. Runners at second and third. That 3-2 delivery, here it comes, and it's fouled straight back over the press box. We'll do it again with a 10-pitch at-bat.
Hope you got nowhere to go tonight. From the way these two are going, this could last a while.
Alter, see the shoulders, big deep breath before stepping back in. He's near the back of the batter's box, somewhat crowding the plate. Here comes that 3-2 again, and it's a soft liner into left field. It drops in for a base hit. 1 run scores, and that will be it as Gilliam able to get it into the plate on 1 bounce. With the throw coming through, Alter will go to second base. We got a tie ball game at 1 as Will Fleming scored from third.
And a great battle between Jackson Earl and Christian Alter, and Alter ended up getting the win in that one. It was a flare into shallow left field. Gilliam, I thought, may have a chance on, but decided to play smart on the 1 bounce.
So now it will bring up Braden Oviedo with 2 in scoring position, and he takes strike 1. Tied at 1, the go-ahead run. Now at third, And another run in scoring position at second. Oviedo 2 for 2. Lifts this one in the air into right field. Right fielder started in and now moves back, and Jet Gross sticks the hand in the glove high into the air to pull that one in.
But for as tough as a play as that was, he made that look really casual. Came in, then had to backpedal backwards. But we've seen Gross make a couple of good plays today in right field.
Now the top of the fifth, Martinsburg finally gets on the scoreboard, and they get it done with 2 outs in the inning. A walk and then that RBI flare base hit out into left field from Christian Alter puts Martinsburg on the board, and we'll go to the bottom of the fifth, now tied at 1.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
It is a whole new ball game as we go to the bottom of the fifth. Jameer Brown going to work facing Jet Gross, who swings at the first pitch and sends it foul down the third base line. 0-1. Tied at 1 now. Jefferson scored in the first. Martinsburg with a run in this top of the fifth to tie it. Martinsburg still got to be shaking their heads a little bit as they have now stranded 6 base runners and left 5 in scoring position.
Also, both teams, just for anybody keeping a tally, have one player left to play in this ball game.
Gross taking a pitch that misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the contrary, for Jefferson on the bases, they've stranded only 4 base runners and 1 in scoring position. The 1-1 on the way, and it is fouled off at the plate. A little late on that one. Gross making contact. It hit off the fencing along the third base side behind the plate. And a new ball put into play by our plate umpire, Kelly Heischman. Just 1 inning left in regulation. Will we see some free baseball on this Tuesday night? Here comes the 1-2. A bouncing ball towards the first baseman, but into foul territory. A little better than halfway down the line. Sean Parkinson picks it up. Turned from foul territory and gave the little underhand toss that actually hit Gross going by. Parkinson making sure one way or another he's getting that out at first base. It is a foul ball, so the count holds at a ball and 2 strikes. Not often you see that play. From your vantage point, I don't know if you did.
There was a camera in my way.
Here's the pitch, and it's hit on a line right back through the middle and into center field. Jet Gross has his second hit of the ball game.
And good production at the number 9 spot in the order. You can't ask for much better than 2 for 2, as now we'll go back to the top of the order, and Jackson Earl was going to come up. Believe we may see the last pinch hitter.
We do. It is Tanner Lukens who will be called on, coming to the plate in the leadoff spot in the order. And I've got to imagine that the bunt will be on for Lukens to try to advance the runner and get the go-ahead run into scoring position. Good size in the right-hand box as Lukens gets ready to stand in. No sign of bunt as he takes the pitch that works down low and outside, ball 1.
Jameer Brown not in any immediate danger when it comes to pitch count. We had him at 54 coming into this inning.
Swinging away, he grounds it towards the first baseman, and it gets under the glove of Parkinson out into right field. Johns has it, firing through to third, and did not get him there. And with the throw to third base, Lukens will go to second.
And that was a case for Parkinson at first. Didn't have the glove turned the right way. It tried to backhand it between the legs and just didn't get it down quick enough, and it got right between the legs.
And he did have the base runner in front of him, so there was a distraction there as well. Yep, definitely a tough play. And it ends up being an error that will put runners at second and third. And it looks like we'll have a special pinch runner, Jackson Earl, who will take over out at second base. So basically he comes right back in to the spot where he was as Lukens just pinch hit for him. And it'll bring to the mound the skipper for Martinsburg, Victor Lupus, as they talk it over there. Let's see what else is going on in tournament action. The 8 to 10-year-old state tournament at Barbersville. Jefferson in the championship game tonight. I believe that first pitch was supposed to be right around 6, so you got to imagine that one may already be in the books. If anyone has a result on that, don't hesitate to give us a call at the station and or shoot me a text message, and we'll get that score out as Jefferson trying to claim a state title at the 8 to 10-year-old tournament. Bi-State will take on Bridgeport when the 9 to 11-year-old state tournament gets underway this weekend down at Shinston. Also this weekend, the Junior League State Tournament at Summersville. Jefferson will open against Fairmont. And the Senior League Tournament going on back at Oatsdale Park in Martinsburg. Martinsburg and Shinston playing this evening. Now the conference on the mound concludes, and the first pitch to Sam Hefner. Good hard fastball, a swing and a miss for strike one.
Hefner so far today 0 for 2. Would love to send one deep or find a hole somewhere.
0-1 pitch on that outside corner, a called strike two. Hefner down in the count. He's 0 for 2. Has bounced out on a comebacker and has grounded out unassisted to the first baseman. The 0-2 from Brown. Swing and a foul back. Count will remain at 0-2. A single and an error has Jefferson threatening with runners at second and third and nobody out in a 1-1 game, bottom half of the fifth. The 0-2 from Brown. He works from the windup. And the pitch, a swing and a miss. That one did not get into the dirt as Pedersen able to reach out and backhand that one right off the top of the dirt. Hefner thinking maybe it had gone into the dirt, started towards first, trying to maybe reach on a third strike pitch in the dirt, but they call him out and he'll head to the dugout.
Ryan Kelly up to bat now. He had the double into the gap in the first. Was intentionally walked in the third, but don't think you want to load the bases here.
Kelly stands in and takes the first pitch just off the outside corner for the ball. And a very dangerous batter at the plate in this situation. Number 3 hitter in the order. The 1-0 on the way, down low, 2 balls and no strikes.
Good block at the plate by Pedersen. Runner at third. All right, down Jet Gross. Probably has the green light to go on anything that gets by the catcher.
Brown from the wind. That 2-0 pitch way up and outside. 3-0. Now I got to imagine you're not going to give him anything to hit.
No. And I don't think Kelly's going to take the bat off his shoulder here.
The 3-0 due. Brown ready. Here it comes. Wow, put it right down the middle. A swing and a miss. So Kelly got the 3-0 green light.
Don't see that often at any level of baseball.
That means he's going to get the 3-1 green light. Brown ready. And the pitch. And that one misses outside. There's ball 4. So Kelly draws the base on balls. Just the second walk issued by Brown. And the first one was an intentional walk of Ryan Kelly. So the base is loaded.
What this does now is it allows Martinsburg to have a force at any base, and third baseman Christian Alter playing in. And it looks like the whole infield now going to come in and try for a force at the plate.
First pitch to Connor Smith, missing outside for ball 1. Smith had a single up the middle in the first inning that ultimately helped to bring in the only run on the board right now for Jefferson. Last time up in the third had a fly out to right. Swings and lines this one into right field. It's down for a base hit. Sliding stop by Johns in right. He'll hit the cutoff man, but no throw through to the plate. As scoring from third, it's Jet Gross. Scoring from second, it's Jackson Earl. A 2 RBI base hit for Smith, and Jefferson regains the lead 3-1.
And just as Martinsburg in the top of the inning finally gets their first run of the ball game. Jefferson comes back with vengeance, and with just one out in the inning, still a runner just 90 feet away.
Kelly went from first to third. Smith stands at first after that RBI single, and Brady Roberts, the batter, fouls one back for strike one. Well, Martinsburg will now have some work to do in that top half of inning number 6. They'll have the 5, 6, and 7 hitters do. They'll be in need of a couple of runs. Roberts awaits, and here's the pitch, and it misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Still have to get out of this inning first, though. Can't quite worry about that top of the 6th yet.
Roberts 0 for 1. Takes this pitch outside. 2-1 the count. He was out on a comebacker to the pitcher in the first inning, then gave way to Trajan Kinsler, who struck out in a pinch hit roll in the 4th. Now Roberts back up for a second time. 2-1, swing and a miss. Good pitch, nice fastball, down low.
This has been a good at-bat so far. Good bounce-back batter for Jameer Brown. Doesn't look rattled at all, just came right back out to work against Brady Roberts.
Now that 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, and a pitch down in the dirt. First base occupied, so Roberts is retired. A pair of strikeouts in the inning. 5 in the ball game now for Brown. A big one there with 2 outs and runners at the corners. It'll bring up Cole Smith. Cole Smith, the starting second baseman, 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. Miles Hoover then batted in this spot in the 4th inning with a fly out to left. And now Cole Smith stands in and takes strike 1. Now the 2 RBI single from Connor Smith. The difference so far in this one, and really the 2 at-bats for Connor Smith. He's 2 for 3 in his 2 singles, producing runs. Swinging away at the 0-1, Smith hits a soft pop-up towards the first baseman. Sean Parkinson steps over into foul territory and brings it in, and that will retire the side, but the damage is done. 7 batters come to the plate in the bottom of the 5th inning, and 2 runs score on the 2 RBI single from Connor Smith. Martinsburg now down to their final at-bat as we go to the top of the 6th inning. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due, with Jefferson leading 3-1.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The road to the TBT WVU Alumni Tour is coming to Hedgesville High School Saturday, July 13th at 7 p.m. Tickets are on sale now for just $20 at jflowent.com. That's jflowent.com. Don't miss out on this exciting night of basketball with some incredible WVU alumni like John Flowers, Joe Alexander, Nate Adrian, and Deshaun Butler. Saturday, July 13th at 7 p.m. at Hedgesville High School. The road to the TBT WVU Alumni Tour comes to town.
Well, this game is now in the hands of Jackson Earl, or is it? No. Earl not going to toe the pitching rubber, as wearing number 18 on the uniform, that's Cole Smith, who now becomes the 3rd pitcher of the day for Jefferson, and he looks to be the stopper in this one. So Earl came in the last half inning and ultimately worked 1/3 of an inning. Did give up a hit, did not allow a run, no strikeouts and 1 walk. He'll be the pitcher of record. Earl could get the win in this one. If Smith can hold on here, he'll get a save. Starting pitcher Ryan Kelly, a no decision, giving up a run on 3 hits in 4 2/3. Here we go. Getting it started is Braden Harrison. Harrison batting in the number 5 spot in the order, previously manned by Ben Reisenweber. Harrison in the right-hand box taking ball 1. This one misses up and in, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Sean Parkinson, Brett Patterson due next for Martinsburg. Here's a strike on the inside corner as Harrison took on that 2-0.
And it looks like Jackson Earl went to second base. Started at shortstop. Kelly's still going to play that shortstop position.
2-1 on the way, and that is in for a called strike. 2-2. Nice pitch on that inside corner. We mentioned earlier when these teams met back in Martinsburg, it was Cole Smith who came in and worked an inning, giving up just a hit in that one. Got the save there. Swing and a miss at an inside 2-2 fastball, and Harrison down on strikes. A nice pitch to come right in under the hands of the right-hand batter. One down for Sean Parkinson. Parkinson 0 for 1, a strikeout victim in the first. Gave way to Matty Lupus in a pinch hit roll in the fourth. Lupus struck out. Now Parkinson back up there, and he fouls the first pitch back over the press box for strike one. Well, if Martinsburg cannot rally, Jefferson will claim the District 6 championship and will pack their bags for South Charleston. Here's a pitch down low, 1-1. They already know their opponent. It's on the websites yesterday, and it's Charleston Central who will be the opponent for our District 6 champion in the opener of the state tournament, and that is July the 20th. On that 1-1 pitch, Parkinson takes up and in. 2 balls and a strike. Now down by 2, you got to have a base runner. Any way you can get on. One down, base is empty. 2-1 to the plate, taken for a called strike. It's 2-2. And we mentioned this Jefferson team from the outset not giving up runs. 6 runs allowed in 3 games, and they've given up just 1 in this one. Here is a pitch missing outside, and it's 3-2.
That's a good eye by Parkinson to lay off that pitch. That was a breaking ball that started right over the heart of the plate. A slow breaking ball at that, and that's a tough one to lay off of.
And now that 3-2 pitch misses inside, ball 4. Good eye again as Parkinson draws the 1-out walk. So Martinsburg has their base runner. And now Brett Pedersen to bat, looking for his first hit. And we'll have time being taken. We may be getting a special pinch runner. Yep, it's going to be R.J. Brown again who will serve as that runner. So Brown in for Parkinson. Get a little more speed on the base paths. Got to be smart base running out there, though. While the run obviously counts, you're down by 2. You need that one to score. You're not the most important one. So nothing dangerous. Just make sure you get to the next base. Brett Pedersen ready in the first pitch. Inside, it hit him. It did. It glanced off of the jersey right at the abdomen and went through to the backstop. And Pedersen, hit by a pitch, will take first, moving R.J. Brown to second. Just like that, Martinsburg has the tying runs on base with 1 out. And Matthew Johns to the plate, and he's a good one, I tell you. He has had some games, including the opener here against Hampshire when he went 4 for 4, including a home run. If you make a mistake to him, he's had the ability and shown that ability to make you pay. Quick conference to the mound. The entire infield gathering with one of the coaches along with the pitcher and catcher. Sure, part of that may very well be, look, guys, get an out. You know, we've got 2 runs to play with. If a run scores, that's okay. Just make sure that we get an out. Here we go as Johns swings at the first pitch and fouls it back over our heads. That one out of play for strike 1, and Johns probably helped him out. That one was up a little bit.
Yeah, I think he chased that one up the ladder a couple rungs.
Hard not to be anxious up there, but he's got to try. Make that pitcher bring it to him. And here's one that goes all the way through to the backstop. It is grabbed on the carom, and then the throw down to third goes down the left field line. Gilliam, the left fielder, picks it up. His throw to third is not in time as Pedersen goes all the way from first to third, and it was R.J. Brown who was at second coming around to score. And don't look now, Martinsburg trailing 3-2 as the tying run 60 feet away.
And that is not a throw that Sam Hefner needs to make behind the plate. Those 60-foot bases, he's almost 90 feet away when he throws that baseball.
Yeah, wild pitch and an error advancing the runners, and the error allowing a run to score. Now that 1-1 pitch, Johns squares, pushes a bunt up the first base line, but into foul territory. It'll be grabbed by the pitcher, Cole Smith. A foul ball as the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes.
Want some drama?
How many times have we seen Martinsburg push a bunt up the first base line and have it go into foul territory?
Apparently they got all their bunts out of them yesterday.
That was that safety squeeze, not a suicide squeeze. The runner was not coming until that bunt was laid down, and they made sure what was happening. And now swinging away, Johns gets just a piece of it. Wow, that one popped in and out of the catcher's mitt of Hefner.
And usually you hear a little bit depending on, especially how close we are, but didn't hear any metal on that swing.
Again, a 1-2 pitch is due from Cole Smith. Here it comes. Swing and a liner over the head of the shortstop. Oh, great attempt by Kelly as he leaped up into the air, reaching out for the backhand, but could not get it. It drops in for a hit. Matthew Johns with the RBI single. Scores Pedersen from third. We got a tie ball game. It's 3-3.
We were scoreless at the top of the first. Jefferson gets 1 run in the bottom of the inning, number 1, and then 3 innings of scoreless baseball. And 1 in the top of the fifth for Martinsburg, 2 in the bottom of the 5th for Jefferson to take that 3-1 lead, and now we're tied again at 3.
The number 9 hitter in the order, I believe it's going to be Fleming, and it is, and he takes a strike on the inside corner. Fleming came in and hit for R.J. Brown in the 5th inning. And Fleming drew a walk and scored. Stands in now awaiting that 0-1. Here it comes. He shows bunt, takes a pitch down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Martinsburg was down to their last at bat. Last hope. They got to win today to try to force a decisive title game between the same 2 teams tomorrow. And they have managed to rally. We're tied at 3, but don't forget, Jefferson still has the final at bat as Fleming pops the 1-1 foul and out of play for strike 2. Remember, Martinsburg scored a run in the top of the 5th. And Jefferson answered with 2 in the bottom of the inning to retake the lead. They'll have the 7, 8, and 9 hitters coming up as we go to the bottom of the 6th. The 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Smith from the windup. Here it comes, and it's high. 2-2 the count. Matthew Johns representing the go-ahead run at first base with 1 down. He's got good speed. Here comes that 2-2, a swing and a miss, and Fleming down on strikes. A pair of Ks in the inning for Cole Smith.
But it's what was done in between those Ks that has made this a different ball game.
A walk, a hit by pitch, a wild pitch, an error. That allowed 1 run to score. Then an RBI single allows the other run to score. That has us tied at 3. And Aiden Medina to the plate, leadoff hitter. 0 for 3 today. Looking for a big hit here with 2 outs and that go-ahead run at first. First time facing Cole Smith, and the first pitch, a fastball high, and appeal to the third base umpire. Eric Kreitz says no swing.
Just able to hold up.
Ball 1 to Medina, who struck out in the first. Was out on a bunt in the third as he slipped coming out of the box, and then last time up popped out to the pitcher. He takes down and in. It's at 2 balls and no strikes. This is a batter you really want to go after. Jameer Brown and Christian Alter, 2 very dangerous hitters next. Medina waits and takes, and the pitch misses outside. It's 3-0. You walk him, and you now put the go-ahead run into scoring position as Matthew Johns would move from first to second. The 3-0. Here it comes. Down and in, and that is ball 4. Medina has drawn the base on balls. A good eye at the plate. It puts runners at first and second for Jameer Brown. Brown has singled, has bounced out to short, and has drawn a base on balls. We imagine Brown will toe the pitching rubber to start the bottom of the 6th, although he's only got about 6 pitches to give before he'll reach the 85-pitch limit. The right-hand batter takes high for ball 1.
That's now 5 straight out of the zone for Cole Smith.
Remember how that area championship game played out. Martinsburg scored 2 in their last at bat and left the bases loaded, ultimately lost 5-2. They're making plays in this one to get those runs home. They've got it tied as the 1-0 pitch misses for ball 2. They've got the go-ahead runs now on base and in scoring position as Matthew Johns is at second. Medina, very good speed at first. The ball in a gap somewhere, and I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to send him even from first, depending on where that ball ends up. 2-ball, no strike pitch taken for a strike. Now 2-1. 3-3 ball game, top of inning number 6. Final inning of regulation. 2-1 pitch. That one missing inside for ball 3. Christian Alter due next. There's already been 1 walk and a hit batter. Only 1 hit so far in the inning to score the 2 runs. The 3-ball, 1 strike delivery. A strike on the outside corner. It's gone full 3-2, and it's down to this.
Not quite yet. We still got a bottom of an inning to go.
And for Martinsburg, and a chance to take the lead for the first time today. It's down to this. Can Brown find a way to get on? That 3-ball, 2-strike delivery, and it's down low and outside, ball 4. Brown draws the walk. The base on balls, loading them up with Jameer Brown at first, Aiden Medina at second, Matthew Johns at third, and Christian Alter to the plate. Time being taken. Looks like Chris Kinsler coming out. Yep, the manager bringing with him Tanner Lukens. So is Lukens coming to take a defensive spot, or is he coming to take over on the mound? Let's wait and see.
Looks like Jackson Earl just came out of the game. He was playing second.
Yeah, so it looks like the pitching change will be Tanner Lukens taking over. Lukens had hit for Jackson Earl, which means if he's coming in, he's got to re-enter in that same spot, which is why we will see Cole Smith go back to second and Jackson Earl go ahead and exit the game. So there's what's going on as Tanner Lukens gets in his warm-up tosses. Let's take a 60-second break, and then we will come back here to Petersburg, where we're in the top of the 6th inning and now tied at 3.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
A tough spot for Tanner Lukens as he takes over for Cole Smith. Smith giving up a hit in 2/3 of an inning, 2 strikeouts, but 3 walks and a hit batter. 2 runs so far allowed by Smith, and the runners on base, his responsibility with the bases loaded. And the first pitch to Christian Alter taken for strike 1.
Alter on the day 1 for 3. Grounded into a fielder's choice and flied out to shortstop. But an RBI single back in the 5th.
The 0-1 pitch, here it comes. He'll send it the other way. If it's fair, it's trouble. It's a foul ball by only a couple of feet down the right field line. Everyone will go back to their respective bases. Alter will come back to the plate, down in the count, 0-2.
I think you're being generous with a couple feet. I'm going with a couple inches.
We're not looking directly down the line, so it is a little challenging to tell. But either way, it was very close. Yeah, that 0-1 pitch on the outside edge. Alter tried to take it the other way. Now that 0-2 delivery, and it is down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Johns represents the go-ahead run at third, Medina at second, Jameer Brown at first. Tied at 3, top of the 6th inning. The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. Here it comes, swinging a foul in behind the plate.
Alter way ahead on that one. Lucky to get just a piece of it.
Yeah, the pitch was up a little bit as well, but was able to get the barrel on it, foul it away, and live to see another pitch. Count holding, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Big opportunity for Martinsburg. That 1-2 pitch missing outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. They have yet to have the lead in this one. They were down 1-0 early. They tied it at 1, went down 3-1. Here they've tied it 3-3. And a chance with the bases loaded and 2 outs to finally grab the lead. Can they do it? 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Misses outside. That's ball 3, and there is no place to put him. Lukens has to come with a strike. And Alter, a very good eye at the plate and a very good bat. We'll see if he's taking or if he's putting it in play. Here's that 3-2. Down low, ball 4, and the bases loaded walk will give Martinsburg their first lead. Alter gets a run batted in as Johns is able to cross from third, and Martinsburg is now out in front by a 4-3 score. Bases remain loaded with Medina at third, Brown at second, Alter at first, and here comes Braden Oviedo. The right-hand batter takes down low and outside. That's ball 1. And a lot of this inning has been that base on balls. 4 walks and 1 hit batter. And that's what happens when you get to that pitch count, right? Martinsburg really struggling to make things happen against Ryan Kelly. But once he reached that pitch count and had to come out of the game, Jackson Earl, Cole Smith, now Tanner Lukens in there, and Martinsburg has taken advantage. 1-0 pitch misses, 2 balls, no strikes. Depth of pitching so key. Lukens looking in at Sam Hefner, his catcher. Now ready in that 2-0 pitch, and that one misses high for ball 3. Lukens just having a hard time right now finding the plate after giving up that walk on the 3-2 pitch to Alter. Oviedo moving away from the plate and up to the front of the box. Think he's going to square and show bunt? Yep, you knew it was coming. And here comes the pitch. And it's down low and outside, and that is ball 4. Back-to-back bases loaded walks, producing the go-ahead runs for Martinsburg. Medina now comes across to score from third and make it a 5-3 Martinsburg lead. Jameer Brown now stands at third base. Christian Alter is at second with Oviedo at first. And we have hit all the way around, and that means that Ben Reisenweber is now going to get a chance to swing the bat here in this 6th inning. 10th batter to hit in the inning. He gave way to Braden Harrison, the final pinch hitter for Martinsburg, to get the inning started. And now Reisenweber a chance to swing the bat. Lukens with the pitch, and it's a strike on the inside corner. That certainly was not right down the middle. Reisenweber was backing out of the way, bless you, as he thought that pitch was going to miss inside. That echoey sneeze you heard in the background was my partner. Here's a pitch that misses down low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looking ahead to that bottom of the 6th. 7, 8, and 9 hitters due for Jefferson. 4 runs in the inning. 5 in the ball game as Martinsburg now leads 5-3. Pitch missing high to Reisenweber. That will be 2 balls and 1 strike.
And Matt, not over yet, but does this remind you of any other inning in this series so far this postseason?
The 2 ball, 1 strike pitch due, I'm thinking. And there is a called strike, 2-2. Tell me which inning, and I'm sure I'll remember.
Thinking the 5-run inning that gave Jefferson the win, and
yeah,
the first time these two teams met just a few weeks back.
Yeah, some walks. A little more hitting in that one, though, for Jefferson, as Martinsburg still just has one hit in the inning. Reisenweber swings, pops the 2-2 down the first base line, and trying to make that kind of over-the-shoulder catch. Connor Smith, the first baseman, he can't make the play. It hits in fair territory, bounces into foul territory, and a couple of more runs will score. Oviedo goes from first all the way around to third, coming home to score. Jameer Brown easily crossing from third, and Christian Alter, who was at second, scores as well. 6 runs in the inning, a 7-3 Martinsburg lead. And here comes Sean Parkinson, and he swings through a fastball for strike one. That'll be a tough error to the first baseman, unable to make that a play that allows a couple to come home, and that means Martinsburg still with just the one hit in the inning. But hey, they're making the pitchers work. They're drawing the base on balls. They've put it in play to make the defense have to make plays, and well, in the end, it's got Martinsburg out in front. Here's a pitch that misses, 1-1. So 18 pitches now for Tanner Lukens. He can go up to 20, and I wonder if they're going to say this is his last batter, so that he will have the ability to come back and pitch tomorrow should this lead for Martinsburg hold and these two teams end up meeting again. The 1-ball, 1-strike pitch. It's a bouncer foul at the plate. That one came down and caught the front foot of Parkinson in that batter's box, then trickled up the third baseline. So it's a ball and 2 strikes. By the way, close the book on Cole Smith. He'll give up 5 runs on a hit in 2/3 of an inning with 3 walks and 1 hit batter. Time taken as Victor Lupus down to check on Sean Parkinson, flexing the right thumb a little bit after that last swing. Not sure what happened.
Swing may have jammed in the bat. Vibration of that bat may have jammed up his thumb a little bit.
Yeah, that seems to be what they're looking at. Vic Lupus kind of giving him that handshake and feeling a little pressure. Just making sure he can squeeze and get a good grip, and he does. A little smile at the end as everyone is A-OK, and Parkinson going to step back in, awaiting a 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. Tanner Lukens looking to get this final out. Here's that 1-2 delivery, down low and outside, and Reisenweber going to dance around about halfway to second. Lukens going to pay no attention to him, not going to try to allow Oviedo to score from third.
No reason to.
So Reisenweber, I guess, technically gets a steal of second. 2 balls, 2 strikes now the count. Parkinson awaiting that break-even pitch. A swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes. So the inning finally comes to a close. But wow, what an inning for Martinsburg. In their final at-bat, coming in needing at least 2 runs, they send 11 batters to the plate and put 6 runs on the board. And as we go to the bottom of the 6th, it is now Martinsburg out in front of Jefferson, 7-3.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC. At Anthony's Pizza Inwood location, nobody does it better. We make our own dough and we bake it fresh twice daily. That's freshly baked twice a day to make sure your pizza always tastes great. Take advantage of our Anthony's Pizza special offer. Get 2 large 1-topping pizzas, just $17.99. And when you buy 3 12-inch subs, the 4th one's on us. For the best in freshly made pizzas, subs, calzones, stromboli, lasagna, and more, it's got to be Anthony's Pizza, 372 Middleway Pike in Inwood. Call 229-7373 for delivery. Anthony'sMenu.com.
As we move to the bottom half of inning number 6, last opportunity now for Jefferson, and they're going to have to try to get it done against Aiden Medina as Martinsburg will call the starting center fielder in to close this one out. We wondered if Jameer Brown would come out to start the inning. We had him right around 79 pitches, 53 for strikes, so he had about 6 pitches to give, but they're not going to do that. They'll go ahead and make the swap, so Brown stands to be the winning pitcher in this one, working 5 innings, giving up the 3 runs on 6 base hits. Credit to his account, 5 strikeouts, and he issued just 2 base on balls. And now Medina takes over with a chance to close it out, facing the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Jefferson. Boy, how about that 6th inning for Martinsburg? 6 runs on just 1 hit, 2 errors, 5 walks, and a hit batter in the inning.
There was a 6-run inning last night for them to get that 10-run mercy rule win, so something about 6 runs in their last at-bat that's feeling good for them the last couple nights.
Darren Gilliam stands in and will get things started in this bottom of the 6th inning. He is 1 for 2, the right-hand batter with a left-hand pitcher on the hill, and the first pitch outside for ball 1. Gilliam with a line out to the pitcher Jameer Brown. Excuse me, I stand corrected. That was to the first baseman, Sean Parkinson, back in the 2nd inning. Swings and bounces this one towards the second baseman. Up with it is Brown, and his throw to Parkinson at first in time to get Gilliam. So Gilliam will go 1 for 3 today. After that line out to first, he had an infield single, and now this time around grounds out 4-3 to the second baseman. So 1 away as it brings up Xander Granados. Granados 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the 2nd. In the 4th inning, it was Aubrey Hobson batting in the spot. The pinch hitter went down on strikes. Granados now with his 2nd at bat in the game. Medina tall and lean on the mound. Has good mound presence, and the left-hander delivers down and in, and that one hit him. Bounced off the foot of Granados, hit by a pitch. He'll sprint to first, so obviously not feeling the effects of that one too much.
I think that one skimmed off the big toe a little bit. Nothing major.
So a 1-out base runner for Jet Gross. He's had a day. 2 for 2, a pair of singles and a run scored. Very solid out of that number 9 spot in the order. In fact, when you look at what Gross has done, 3 for 8 coming in. So make him 5 for 10 and even 500 average. And the first pitch to Gross high and ends up going through to the backstop. That allows Granados to take second base. Not sure if he crossed him up, but Pedersen really didn't, I don't think, get the glove on that one.
Got that left arm fully extended, but couldn't raise all the way up yet.
Wasn't quite Bull Durham. He wasn't hitting the bull with it, but it was close. The 1-0 pitch. A called strike. It's 1-1 to Gross. 1 out, 1 on. That runner at second. Jackson Earl would be due next out of the top of the order, or pardon me. Well, it could be either one. Tanner Lukens took over on the mound in that last half inning, and Earl came out. So we'll wait and see who will bat. Gross fooled by that pitch. A wave and a miss at 1 down and away from the left-hand batter. A ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, good location by Medina.
It's part of what makes that lefty-lefty matchup so tough. And now the 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He got him. That's just a good fastball. Got it right by Gross. First strikeout for Medina. 2 outs with that runner at second. And it will be Lukens who will come to the plate. Tanner Lukens reached on an error to the first baseman, helping to score a couple of runs in that 5th inning as Jefferson regained the lead after Martinsburg tied it at 1. Lukens taking a strike on the inside corner. Martinsburg responded, though, with 6 runs in the top of this 6th inning. Not quite a walk-off win, but a nice way to do it in your last at-bat. And Lukens fooled by the pitch, a wave and a miss. And it is now 0-2.
And Lukens well behind on that swing.
Medina a pitch away from sending us to a decisive championship game tomorrow. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Lukens down on strikes. This one is over. and Martinsburg not going quietly as they mount a rally, scoring a run in the 5th to tie it at 1, and after falling behind 3-1, they score 6 in the top of the 6th inning, and don't give up a run to Jefferson in the bottom of the frame, and Martinsburg will get that victory by the final score of 7-3, and these same two teams will meet tomorrow for the District 6 championship. We'll tell you all about it as we get into our postgame after this 2-minute timeout. It is Little League All-Star Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Blue Ridge Community and Technical College. Integrated directly with economic and workforce needs of the region, our programs are learner-centered and essential to the needs of a fast-paced global economy. To schedule a visit or to learn more, go to blueridgectc.edu. Take possibility to new heights. Ascend the ridge today. Blue Ridge Community and Technical College.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
You back into Michael Field and the Grant County Little League Complex. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller, our studio engineer, Caleb Falero. Martinsburg rallies to beat Jefferson by a final of 7-3, forcing a decisive District 6 championship game tomorrow in this 10 to 12-year-old bracket. Matt, let's tell everybody how it happened. It was Jefferson putting a run on the board in that bottom half of the first inning, and they did it with 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, it was a good way to start for Jefferson. 2 outs quickly on 7 pitches. It was a good job right off the bat for Jameer Brown. Then it was a double into the gap for Ryan Kelly, a good breaking ball that he just drove to the opposite field. Then a single for Connor Smith up the middle. Aiden Medina couldn't quite field it cleanly in center field, which allowed Ryan Kelly to come home and give us the first run of the game. But after that, it took another 3 innings to get any sort of run on the board for either side, and then the floodgates opened.
Well, let's go to that top of the 5th when the first little, crack in the dam occurred, and that was Martinsburg doing it. Look, they needed a run. They were down 1-0, had to make something happen. With 1 out in that top half of the 5th, it was Will Fleming who drew a walk after Aiden Medina popped out. 2 outs in the inning. Jameer Brown drew a walk after the pitching change. Ryan Kelly reached his pitch count as the starting pitcher against Medina. The new pitcher, Jackson Earl, came in, gave up a walk, and then after a wild pitch advanced base runners. It was an RBI single from Christian Alter that brought home the tying run. Martinsburg would still strand 2 in scoring position as we went into that bottom of the 5th inning. But, Matt, at least they had dented the scoreboard. It was a tie ball game.
Yeah, it was a tie ball game at that point, and you wondered how Jefferson would respond, and they did in that bottom of the 5th inning. Got it all started in the bottom of that 5th inning with a single by Jet Gross, then an error by the first baseman allowed Tanner Lucas to get on. It was a tough play with a runner on, not an easy play to make, but still getting through the legs of Sean Parkinson. So 2 runners on, a strikeout of Sam Hefner, a walk to load the bases up by Ryan Kelly, and then a 2 RBI single by Connor Smith scored 2 runs for Jefferson. They took that 3-1 lead, and then you flip-flopped. Okay, how is Martinsburg going to respond with just 1 at-bat remaining? And Matt, did they ever respond?
Yeah, did they? As we went to that top half of inning number 6, they would send 11 batters to the plate, and it was Braden Harrison who got it started with a strikeout against Cole Smith. But then there was a base on balls. There was a hit by pitch. There was a wild pitch in a throwing error that brought home a run. Matthew Johns then delivered an RBI single that brought the tying run in after a strikeout of Will Fleming for the second out of the inning. You thought, well, we might see some free baseball, right? We're tied at 3. Aiden Medina drew a walk. Jameer Brown drew a walk. That brought a pitching change, and Tanner Lukens walked the first batter that he faced. That helped to bring in a run. There was an RBI base on balls to Braden Oviedo that followed. A second run walked in, and then with Ben Reisenweber at the plate, he looped one into shallow right field near the line. The first baseman going back on it could not make the play. The error plated another couple of runs, and well, Martinsburg put 6 on the board to really take command.
Yeah, they did, and you knew that at some point the wheels were going to fall off offensively for Jefferson because they're just not that kind of team. They're the team you saw from the 1st to the 5th inning where they're going to play small ball. They're going to play in low-scoring games, which just didn't have the offense, I don't think, to come back and really mount that big of a 4-run comeback in that 6th inning.
Yeah, you go to the bottom half of the 6th inning, and Jefferson with 1 out would get a base runner on a hit by pitch, but Aiden Medina did exactly what his manager and coaching staff was hoping that he would do as he shut the door, striking out a pair, getting 1 out on a ground out to second. And, well, the ball game ends, and Martinsburg forces the decisive District 6 championship game tomorrow with a 7-3 victory. We'll come back and run the numbers and wrap up our broadcast after this 60-second break. It's Little League All-Star Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back-and-forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
All right, let's take a look at the numbers from this one. And let's begin with the pitchers. For Martinsburg, Jameer Brown. Matt, he gets the win. What an outstanding effort. In 5 innings, gave up just the 3 runs on 6 hits. He struck out 5, walked 2, was at 79 pitches. Technically could have come in to start that bottom half of the 6th inning, but the coaching staff going ahead and making that change and bringing in Medina to close the door.
Yeah, with how long he sat as well, I think that had a lot to do with it too. The top of the 6th inning took a long time. He hadn't thrown in probably close to 20-25 minutes by the time that top of the 6th inning got done. So what are you going to send him out there for another 6 pitch, maybe 2 batters? It wasn't worth it at that point.
And Medina came in and did his job. No runs, no hits in 1 inning. He struck out 2, did not walk a batter, but did hit 1 batter. Medina not really getting a save in this one because he takes over in a spot where the team had a 4-run lead, but certainly came in and did what he needed to do. Tough luck for Ryan Kelly in this one. The starter gets a no decision. In 4 2/3 innings, gave up just a run on 3 hits, struck out 5, walked 2. I had him at 90 total pitches, 57 for strikes, as he reached that 85th pitch in the midst of the Aiden Medina at-bat that ultimately ended up taking, 7 pitches to finally get him retired. A great effort by Kelly. Once he was off the mound, though, you knew Martinsburg was waiting to get to the bullpen. bullpen, so to speak, and then they took advantage.
Yeah, had to use 3 pitchers over the last inning and a third to get out of this one. Jackson Earl came in, didn't do bad. He went a third of an inning, didn't give up a run, did give up a hit, also a walk. Cole Smith came in, had a tough time finding the strike zone, giving up 5 runs on just 1 hit, ended up walking 3 as well, plunked a batter, struck out 2, but all that in just 2/3 of an inning. Then Tanner Lukens came in, he went a third of an inning, giving up another run, walked 2, and struck out 1.
The two teams combined for only 11 hits. How about Martinsburg scoring their 7 runs on just 5 hits? But they certainly came at some key times. You had Jameer Brown with a single as he went 1 for 2, a couple of walks and a run scored. Christian Alter goes 1 for 3. He had an RBI single and an RBI bases loaded walk. Braden Oviedo had a single, a double, and a bases loaded walk to bring home a run. An RBI single as well for Matthew Johns. Meanwhile, for Jefferson, 6 hits for them as they actually out-hit Martinsburg by 1. It was Ryan Kelly who had a double and then was walked twice. Connor Smith, a couple of hits in 3 at-bats. He had 2 runs batted in. An infield base hit for Darren Gilliam as he goes 1 for 3. And how about Jet Gross, the number 9 spot in the order? 2 for 3, 2 singles, and a run scored. Final totals look like this for Martinsburg: 7 runs on 5 hits with 2 errors, 8 left, and they would strand, 2, 4, 6, 7 of those in scoring position. And then you look at Jefferson, and they score 3 runs on 6 hits with 2 errors. They left 7-3 in scoring position. Brown the win, Smith the loss. Time of the game, 2 hours and 2 minutes. Jefferson falls to 3-1. Martinsburg now 6-1 on the postseason. So what's this mean? Well, these two teams will have to play again tomorrow night, and I just got a text message from District Administrator Nevin Kilmer, and he says 7 p.m. tomorrow, right back here at Grant County. So we will make the trip home and then make our way back up here tomorrow and find out who will represent District 6 in the state tournament beginning on July 20th. Will it be Martinsburg? Will it be Jefferson? Find out right here tomorrow. We'll have Miller time from the press box again at 5 until 6. Get back into CBS Sports Radio programming until about 6:45. Jump on then with our pregame show with that first pitch right around 7. Today we started about 9 minutes early, so we may get underway a little early tomorrow as well. So be aware of that. Make sure that you're tuning in, ready to go. Special thanks to each of our sponsors supporting our coverage of Little League All-Star Baseball. We thank you for joining us at each of our broadcast entities. Thanks to both managers and coaches providing information, starting lineups, and so forth for today's game. And thanks to all the folks here at the Grant County Little League Complex for their help and their hospitality with our broadcast. Thanks to District Administrator Nevin Kilmer and to Tournament Directors Richie Baldwin, and thanks today especially to Buddy Alt. Well, our studio engineer is Caleb Falero. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. We remind you tonight's final, it is Martinsburg 7 and Jefferson 3 until tomorrow. So long, everyone.
We thank you for listening to live play-by-play coverage of Little League All-Star Baseball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring, Bechtel Jewelers, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Berkeley County Health Department, Procter & Gamble, Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors John Everson and Phil McCoy, and Parsons Ford.
Little League All-Star Baseball is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR, Martinsburg. All rights reserved.